and rolled.
All right. Good evening, everyone.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going. It might be going a little more sickly on your end
That's
than my
true.
end.
And that's true. I mean, that's like the reason that I look like complete garbage. So I
I don't know. You look
finally,
fine.
I was, COVID finally got me. I've
It's
had it since Tuesday is when I first got my results for it, and then it got real bad on Wednesday, and I've just like had no energy, and like at this point I feel okay, but what happens is that I just like kind of have a hard time breathing. Like I go up the stairs and stuff, and it's like I have a hard time like kind of catching my breath. So I mean I think that is what makes me feel like I'm just kind of like zombified at this point. So
how is Corey's audio balance, by the way?
yeah,
Since
you
he
gotta let
might
me
be
know if
talking a
it's
little lower today. I don't know.
well. I mean I don't know if I'm too close or if I might be too close. I don't know. But you know, I made it for 3 years, just about, before it finally got me, and I was the only one in the family that had it. And then, as of this morning, my wife and my son both tested positive,
But they've
and
had it like twice before.
they've had it twice
As it is,
before.
I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing with living in a house with two kids that you like have avoided
Yeah,
this.
I don't know. I mean,
It's just crazy.
I know exactly where I got it. I got it at the so last Saturday, my son had a classmate's birthday party at this bouncy castle, indoor bouncy castle place, and that's definitely where I got it. I mean, it was just like a ton of people there, and it was just, I don't know, like it's like everyone's in there, and so when I took my son to this, and like one of his friends went with, and um, he tested positive the same day as I did.
Mm.
And then, you know, the first day it was very light, and then the second day it was like it immediately like showed up on the test.
So before we get going with anything else, we should announce to people who hadn't already heard so via other social channels, the M2 Blu-rays are up for sale.
Yep.
You just go to what is it?
MyLifeandGaming.com and click on the store link.
MyLifeandGaming.com.
Yes. And then you can click on the store, and then you'll see the listing on there.
Yep. And how many do we have listed as available? We have like
we have 67 left as of right now.
right. I mean, there are more than that, but we obviously have to hold on to some just in case something happens and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So if you know if they sell out and there definitely seems to be demand for more, then you know we will get more made quickly. You know,
Yes,
hopefully
exactly.
within the next just few weeks if they sell out. So
Yeah, if they sell out, like if this batch sells out like in the next day or something like that, and there's people saying, "Oh, these are sold out," I think that what we're gonna do is that I've already contacted the people that made them and say like, how much would it be to get like 300 more made? So,
so
like we're just gonna hang on to like whatever we make from this, and if that happens, then we'll just get more made. And I mean, it's going pretty quick. I mean, I guess we put up, you know, 200 or so, I guess, as like that's what we had. Like before, like not counting the extras that we're holding back in case anything happens. It's not like double the amount or anything. I think it was like 250 that we have total. So we just are holding back on some. And you know, like as things get delivered, we might add some to the pool. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. And I mean, you know, the response has been like really cool. It's just been fun, you know, like seeing, you know, people buying this.
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. I've wasted a majority of my day trying to figure out how I'm going to get labels printed.
Because yeah, but we think you got it figured out.
I think I've got it figured out. Here's hoping. Thanks to Show for pointing me down the right path to understanding how to buy and print uh, shipping stuff. Because I have like light experience shipping merchandise before. I mean, I've shipped Night Trap Blu-rays, and before then, I've shipped a bunch of backlog plushies and backloggery T-shirts. But it was like never so much at once that it's like I would just be at the post office like an unreasonable amount of time, like clogging up the staff, like buying postage there. So like this was like the first time where I'm like, I have to like buy and print postage at home. I mean, it's 2023. I have to do that, right? Like it'd be crazy not to. That's what everyone else does. I've never really done it before. But I bought these like shipping label sized sheets for laser printers, and they just will not work with my printer. And I even bought a new toner cartridge, which those things are so expensive. And it works, but it just like starts flaking off with like just by touching it.
Yeah.
So I was like afraid that it's going to get too worn off, that the barcode can't be read or the address can't be read.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, this isn't going to work. And like I tried all settings, and they were not working. And it's like Avery brand paper, which I thought was supposed to be the good stuff, but anyway.
But nope.
So we got turned on to the idea of thermal printers, which I guess is supposed to be like what people who do a whole bunch of shipping actually use. So
yeah, and they're not that expensive.
It actually should be arriving today. so
with some paper. And it's just like it's a tiny little printer, right? And you just hook it up to your computer. And
it's just big enough to print, shipping label sizes, like prepaid shipping label sizes.
And I feel like it's $100. It was like $140, but there's like they'll have like coupons for like $40 off or something.
Yeah.
It seems like in this situation where you're going to be shipping like around 200 of these things, that is like totally worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, there will be analog frontiers in the future, Blu-rays in the future, and stuff like that.
And who knows what else? It's
I mean, I still ship backloggery mmerchandise, and we've talked about more merchandise and stuff too. So, but yeah, not backloggery. MyLifeAndGaming.com. You can go buy you that M2 Blu-ray right now if you want.
Yeah, how many of the plushies do you have?
I think I tried to do a loose count not that long ago. I mean, I still have quite a few.
I should list them on the store.
Maybe, there was someone in our...
I mean, it doesn't hurt, right?
Huh?
It wouldn't hurt, right?
I don't see why not. I mean, it's just another way to see them. I mean, funny enough, Darth Sully in our Discord chat yesterday, he said something like, hey, do you have any of those backlog plushies left? And I'm like, oh, yeah. And then, he's like, yeah, I want to buy one next month. And then there was more conversation going on. He's like, I hate to ask, but what's the backloggery? And then I'm like, wait, how did you know what backlog was if you didn't know what the backloggery was? And he's like, oh, well, it was in what video was it? He said it was in, like, it might have been one of the old setup tour video. It probably was the old setup tour video. He said, oh, it was in that. And I'm like, oh, I don't even remember that.
Do you want to go get one really quick to show it?
Sure. Why not?
And I can, take some pictures. I'll put it on the store. You might as well, right? It's another way to sell them. So you'll hear me occasionally be like just having to breathe in. Like it's such a weird sensation. Like I was not expecting to feel like this, I guess. The first night that I was sick, I took NyQuil, and I woke up in the middle of the night kind of like just with a heavy fever, and I was just kind of hallucinating about like existing in multiple realities at once. And I'll tell you, like I have a bite guard because when I was younger, I used to grind my teeth a lot, but as an adult, like I feel like I I don't really, except for when I am sick, and I'm really glad that I wore it that night because I would have just destroyed my teeth probably. There it is. There it is. There they is. So that's fun. I mean, it's kind of a cool little thing. I remember you
Yeah,
did
well,
like the
I mean,
fundraiser.
so yeah, who is that, Sandy? Who is that?
Nelly takes mine. Is like
Oh, yours is all tore up by Nelly?
no. I mean, I have two of them.
Oh,
One of them, she gets it in like. I'll add it to the store though. I can add it to the store.
yeah, and we'll just
If you
figure
want
out
to
a
take some
way to just
photos.
transfer this, the sales.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll just like if a sale comes through, then I'll just like PayPal directly to you, and you can send it to Drum or whatever you need to do.
Although
Or
it gets a
however
little
you guys work.
complicated because I have to pay North Carolina sales tax for these, and that might be something that comes up for. Although it was in your name.
Well, all these things, I think that, yeah.
But
I mean,
that's going to probably come up because the North Carolina Department of Revenue sent me a thing, and like they probably wasted way more money like getting me set up
Yeah.
to pay them sales tax on like the one or two I sell a quarter. Then
Yeah,
like it's
I
so
don't think I have
silly.
anything. I don't have anything set up for sales tax. I think
But
now that I, think about it.
they sent me a letter saying like, oh hey, I see you got this stuff that seems like merchandise. How much you selling?
Yeah,
So
well, I will definitely get it.
so I have
now.
I have to do this. I have to like write a check to the state of North Carolina for like
Yeah.
$3 every quarter because of it. So who
Yeah,
knows what's
or
going to
just-
happen with these Blu-rays? But anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah. So I mean, these are it's crazy to think the process of getting these made started before I lived in this house. So these are like 10, 11 years old. Because when I still lived in my apartment, in fact, I don't think I even had started the process of, or really even quite thought about looking for a house at the time. And I was like, oh, where am I going to store these things in my apartment? And then I moved here and I'm like, oh, I've got this whole second floor that I have nothing to do with. Like I just have like no ideas for what I'm going to do with the second floor. And because I didn't do YouTube back then, and now the second floor is
Yep.
crazy. But anyway, that's
So-
backlog. He doesn't make a sound when you squeeze them anymore because the sound chip batteries are pretty much dead because they're.
And you can't get
10,
in there, and you can't replace.
There's
it,
no
right?
zipper or anything. I actually did tear one up one time just so I could see
What it is that's.
just to see like what is the sound chip like.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, there's you just have to cut them open to get to it.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's backlog. Oops. I didn't mean for that to.
So there was a $5 from Captain Swag 101. Thank you.
Thank
Saying thanks for the reminder. Went ahead and ordered a backlog. Maybe it will help me actually complete the game that I start.
Well,
So that you're gonna be making a lot of.
so you
the
ordered a
plus.
backlog. Oof, well, I'll try my best to get around to shipping it pretty quickly. I'm pretty overwhelmed with the Blu-rays shipping for now. So I'll
I mean,
try to get out sometime this week though.
With the with Night Trap, we both had them in hand, so we were able to ship them.
Yeah.
But all these are at your house.
Yeah. And I'll give you some of if there's any left when, we'll end up ordering more. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see where this is going.
There's
But
also
anyway.
there's also $5 from Darky. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Saying the plush is super cool. Do it, Corey. Put it on the store. I will definitely buy one. That sounds good. I mean,
But you can buy one at backloggery.com right now.
Yes.
You just go to the support us page on the Backloggery, and there's a link to PayPal for buying the backlog plushies right there. But anyway, so the reason I played this, which I don't think this is considered a particularly good game, but I thought it might be an interesting game to stream. I actually didn't even know that it went up today until later, and I haven't had time because I've been trying to figure out. It took me so long to figure out what I was going to do about the shipping labels. So I haven't had time to watch it, but I didn't know that John's GoldenEye video was going up today. And so I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I helped him a little bit with that. And I won't say what, but we may have played something 007 related for a upcoming DF play video. And John and I, we've kind of been talking to each other, over the past week, I popped in this random Bond game and, this this one was actually not as bad as I thought it would be, So we were both John and I were both in a very Bond mood this week. And, I actually went game shopping for the first time in quite a while. I had some Christmas money still that I was saving for the local game stores. And, it was really easy to get a good number of the Bond games that I didn't have.
The bad Bond games.
Most of the bad Bond. I mean, they're $4 to $6.
Quantum of Solace.
I popped it in. It's playable, but it's pretty bad. But this is actually from the same developers as the 2010 GoldenEye, which I actually like. I know it's a completely different kind of game than Rare's GoldenEye, which I think is a smart move because, GoldenEye is kind of lightning in a bottle. It is just this unique thing made by the circumstances of how and when and why it was made. It's a totally different kind of game. And I just think it's an interesting creative exercise in that it reimagines both the movie and game scenarios because, it takes elements that are emphasized more in the game than they were in the movie and completely reimagines it as, what was a then modern, Daniel Craig type of thing. I just thought it was really interesting to see it reimagined in that way. It was just a cool and unique and interesting thing.
And this is like at this point, I guess it would probably only be after, this is pre Skyfall.
And the box says details inside on how to get free Skyfall DLC. So it must have been released around that time, but I opened it up and there must have been a DLC code or something that's not in there.
Yeah.
But this is from the same developer. It's kind of the same concept where it's these older, there's actually one from each previous Bond actor reimagined as a Daniel Craig thing. And I don't know if it's going to be, the movies that they picked are a little hit and miss, but I've never seen this in action. So, I figured there'll be some interesting variety here at least, just to see what the heck did they do,
Yeah. So there's $10 from Andy64.
Thank you.
Saying Xbox Series X GoldenEye resolution is 4K upscaled, and the game runs at a locked 30 FPS. John Lemmon's excellent DF video has great side-by-side comparisons to the OG on the N64 at 240p plus consistent frame rate, inconsistent frame rate. And you captured all that.
I captured. I don't know. He probably captured some of his own as well for comparisons, but I played through the whole game for him.
The whole game.
Well, I skipped around.
Yeah, I know.
I played some of every level, but some levels I didn't finish. But I just used my beaten file. I think my.
So are we giving the we're giving the Xbox Series X version of GoldenEye a big fat.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, basically.
I think this, for some reason, I was not getting the correct auto black levels from the 360 here on my TV.
Yeah, it never seems to work right. And
Oh, 360 specifically?
it always has a hard time with it.
This game's not backwards compatible, so why not save to the hard drive?
Yeah, it still gives you the cloud.
Oh, here's Odd Job here.
Odd Job.
Odd Job.
That's how he's gonna make you feel. Is
What is the safe? Oh, we can go all the way to the edge. But like the it's so weird to me that the Pierce Brosnan movie in this is Die Another Day. Like, why?
Yeah,
Why?
It's horribly bad.
That is such a strange.
You know what they say? Die another day.
I mean, I don't completely hate Die Another Day, but it's definitely like,
Man, when he's
why?
with the
the parachute.
surfing, and I remember seeing the theater, and I was incredulous. Yeah, how bad. I was just like, I cannot believe how bad that looked. I looked at it and I was like, I'm gonna overdo that just because,
What are my orders?
you know, I always thought that having like classic John Madden football hit sounds
I'm in position.
Oh, this is like the
are
beginning of
appropriate
Skyfall.
for like bad for bad stuff, or if somebody says something, you know, makes fun of me. It's like, oh, are they so loud? I can turn them down. They shouldn't be.
Yeah, I guess you're right. All the other Brosnan movies did have. Oh, that was good timing. That as soon as he got shot.
Oh, that's right. This is supposed to all happen, like in
Oh,
his memories.
you're right. I forgot about that. This is like,
it's such a stupid framing device, really. But it's like, you know, why not?
I mean, you know, I feel like this is the kind of thing where it's like, I feel like there's a lot of games that. I feel like there's a lot of games where, like, when it comes out, it's like, oh, this is really disappointing because I'm spending like $60 on this. And so it gets bad reviews. But then it's like, you know, after a while, it's like, well, I spent a few bucks on this.
Yeah.
And it's like it doesn't even matter. Like, some of the things that would have annoyed you in a $60 game don't even matter anymore, you know?
Yeah.
This is this is actually
No need to feel like.
this is 60 frames per second. I'm going to turn on a little black frame insertion. I wasn't sure what they were expected to be because I know that the HD version of GoldenEye, the 2010 GoldenEye, and then the HD version came out in 2011. Ooh, there's screen tearing though. Oof.
Better turn that off then.
Well, I mean that's black frame insertion's not going
Screen tearing. I'll try not to overdo it, but it's just like such a good way to, you know, it's either that or I can say it's good. So these Madden sound effects did not exist anywhere online, and I found an old forum post that said you can take ROM files and load them into, if you use the import raw data into Audacity, you can import raw data as like a waveform. It's wild, and if you put in like the correct like speed of the sound effects, you can play them back. Usually it's just like sounds like crap, but then you'll occasionally get sound effects like, and you can take those and extract them or export them as their own files. So I did a couple, and I asked sound expert Joe Redifer, like, what do you think about this? And he's like, oh, it's just a teeny little bit too slow. And then like hours later, he's like, "Here's all the sound effects from Madden." Because I think that, you know, like there's a lot of sound effects that don't exist like on the sound resource or something like that. And he was like, he was enamored with this idea. So he pulled these sound effects out for me, and I was like, I'm just gonna put this on my soundboard because that's too good not to like who doesn't want a sound effect that doesn't go? So yeah, I mean that's how we made this happen.
Oh, that view through the phone was 30 frames per second though, so it looked a little weird with black frame insertion.
Oh, you know, you want the NHL score siren? There was I can do that. But I don't have it on hand right now. A couple of NHL hit sounds, but I feel like they were from like a soundboard site, and I feel like they lack that punch that the Madden hits have.
The frame rate's a little too inconsistent to use black frame insertion. So
okay, so you turn it off.
Also, I believe Sandy was barking. I believe
there's the
I believe printer. The printer is here.
All right. See, these aren't quite as good. But I think that this is way better. We had a delivery earlier today, but they were Girl Scout cookies.
Sandy gets very excited about packages. You never know what's gonna be inside.
She's like, ooh,
chicken.
Here, let me put on the dual cam.
Yeah, I mean, see, Tori Hansen, I really love the crappy bit crunch sound. So you saying the you like the
well,
name
hopefully this printer is okay. Your shipping label, unless you ordered either 2 Blu-rays or 1 Die Trap and 1 M2. I already packaged those, but most likely your shipping label will be printed on this, assuming it works. We'll see.
Yeah.
This paper is like so dense and heavy.
Yeah. Is it stickers? Are they stickers?
Oh yeah. I mean,
okay. I was gonna say yeah.
The whole point is to not have to put shipping tape over the labels to stick them.
Yeah.
But I already did a few, but it's like so time consuming. So hopefully that will solve my problems.
My Girl Scout cookie of choice is the tag along, which are the peanut butter cookies, like the peanut butter chocolate ones.
Whoa.
I mean, I love Thin Mints, but I don't think there's anybody that doesn't like think that Thin Mints are at least okay. Like, I don't think that there's anybody out there that would be like, I would not eat a Thin Mint.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine people that don't like mint flavor in general, though.
But I bet you that they're not like. In a lot of situations, they wouldn't say like I've never met a person that doesn't at least think that Thin Mints are okay. They might not be their favorites, but like I don't think anybody's gonna turn it down. I'm sure there's gonna be people in the chat saying like I don't like Thin Mints, they're garbage. I've never met anybody in person, or if they don't, I don't think that they'd be brave enough to say it in a face-to-face conversation with anybody.
Oh, this is a shotgun. I thought.
See,
I was trying to figure out why I couldn't-
Mr. Bianca says, I don't like mint, but thin mints are good.
Mm.
S'mores. I mean, is there any that aren't good? Honestly,
S'mores?
no. I'm just saying any like Girl Scout cookies that are not good.
There's probably not. But I haven't really had one.
I mean,
in a
they
long
are
time.
regional, you know. See, here's Captain Swag coming in here to let us know that for $5, saying I would not eat a thin mint. I don't eat peppermint patties or mint chocolate ice cream either. Mint candy treats aren't my thing in general. See, Captain Swag's coming in there and saying like I'm gonna prove you wrong. Well, you're the first person that I've ever witnessed in my life saying that they would not eat it. I mean, so yeah, I mean, Tom T17 says, given the choice between mint and non-mint, I would usually take non-mint anything, and I agree. But in a situation where you just had, if there's just like a sleeve of Thin Mints, like on the middle of the table, and someone says, "Oh, you can have a few if you want," just like in passing. Nobody's looking, like nobody really cares if you do or not. It's like it's not like there's no, no need to be polite or anything like that. Like, no, thanks. I mean, I think that most people would be like, okay, no, I'll eat that.
This is kind of neat having like a version of the Goldfinger theme, like integrated into the music.
Yeah, you're kind of a Bond expert. I mean, I've seen them, like all of them, at least once. But you're kind of a hardcore fan.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I necessarily know.
You own all of them in multiple formats. I mean, like you own all of them at least in one format of video, right?
Oh, I mean, a couple. I mean, I own.
They have some of them on
I own
VHS.
almost all of them on VHS, and
what do you think is the worst one?
the worst.
Yeah. Die Another Day.
Die Another Day is up there. Quantum of Solace is up there.
I mean, Quantum of Solace is only bad because it's like that was a movie that I think didn't they happen during the writer's
it
strike?
did, which is it's definitely its main problem. It's also
Yeah.
the shortest one. Probably don't have the right gun for this.
And like the opening of Quantum of Solace has this car chase that is completely nonsensical.
Oh yeah, but you know what's funny?
The way
When
that it's
I
edited?
popped in the Quantum of Solace game, like that part that's when they play like that's when they play the like the main theme. Like they just like cut between like bits of the car chase with like really badly rendered like Daniel Craig. And like the FMV and cutscene quality is like really abysmal.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's just like how like I like that car chase is just like so chaotically cut and unappealing to watch. But
Yeah.
like, what are you even doing though if you don't like make that playable? Like that, like I feel like that's an iconic part of the movie.
Yeah, it's the only part of the movie that I really remember.
You know what's funny is like the beginning when and Mr. White doesn't look anything like he does in the movies. And
Like maybe they couldn't get the likeness rights or something for him.
yeah, well, but they have like other characters, have the likeness, but not him.
Yeah. Isn't Mr. White? Isn't it the what's his face?
I mean, he's in most of the Daniel Craig movies.
Okay. Dustin's coming in here with like a good saying, "The License to Kill is the best Bond film, and I will fight you about it." I
Wait,
like
what'd he
License to
say?
Kill. License to Kill is the best Bond film, and I will fight you about it. And like I don't agree with that, but I will say that Living Daylights is my favorite.
We are both pretty big Timothy Dalton fans.
Yeah.
Like I think Living Daylights is much better than License to Kill, but I think License to Kill is better than most people think it is.
Yeah. Well, my only problem is that they kill Felix in it, and I was like, oh, why'd they have to kill him? And they like feed him to sharks, don't they? Like
wait,
lure
Felix?
him down and, like, yeah. He like dies.
Doesn't he survive it? I'm trying to remember.
Doesn't he like get dropped into like the?
I think he survives.
Lowered into a shark tank.
He gets like bitten by sharks in the beginning, but I want to say he survives. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, Felix survives License to Kill. That's crazy. So obviously it's been a long time since I've seen that one. I do want to say that the EB Chill had $5 donation. Thank you. Saying, I was incredulous when I saw my pre-order confirmation for the PSVR 2. Not really sure why I did it, but I did. Anyone else pre-order? Neither of us did.
No. I mean, I want one, but I'm kind of nervous about whether it's going to get any, like, physical games.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to see.
But I do think it's a
I'm
little bit of an odd choice that they use License to Kill for the... I don't know. Like, I mean, I was under the impression that Living Daylights is widely considered the better Timothy Dalton movie.
Yeah.
And I think Living Daylights, personally, for me, it's your favorite, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's pretty high up there for me, too. I like, you know... When I was, cycle through smartphone filters? Is this the hacking filter?
Yeah.
It's an Xperia, a Sony Xperia.
Oh, that's funny because that's right. Because I remember it doesn't in Casino Royale like they watch all the
weird.
The footage from the surveillance
How
cameras.
would this work on
Blu-ray
Wii
player.
U? There's a Wii U version of this game, and it doesn't have.
I'm sure that
it doesn't have triggers, like analog triggers.
It's just really funny to see
There is a Wii U version.
a Sony logo like on an Xbox game like that.
Oh yeah.
I do want to say that I did not pre-order the PSVR. I'm excited to see what people say about it, but I wonder if it's. Didn't they say that it's less? It's sold way less, or they denied it, but like Bloomberg or something like that said that it was half the amount, it sold half the amount or something like that.
Like they lowered their production rate that they were targeting.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is probably fine. I mean, the PSVR 1, I think just probably sold over time. I don't think VR is something that you necessarily should expect an immediate, massive sales for,
Yeah. And there was $2 for Mega X6. Thank you. Saying the worst Bond film is Never Say Never Again. That's the first Roger Moore, right?
Oh no, Never Say Never Again is the one that
A View to a Kill is the first Roger Moore one, right?
View to a Kill is the last Roger Moore.
Okay. Well, see, I mean,
it's Never Say Never Again is the one that Sean Connery did for that was not part of the MGM canon.
Right.
Which I am pretty sure a friend and I watched a long time ago, but I barely remember. It's based on Thunderball, but so I mean it's just Sean Connery doing Thunderball again.
Yeah. I mean, Moonraker's pretty bad. It's just because it's stupid.
It's really stupid. I mean, I haven't seen it in a long time. I guess I kind of have a soft spot for it just because, I mean, I understand why Moonraker is the Roger Moore movie they chose for this. I gotta say, I rewatched The Spy Who Loved Me not all that long ago, which I remembered being the best Roger Moore movie. And I was kind of disappointed revisiting it.
Really? That's the one that's like it has the whole part where like the where like they're in Aspen, or like when they're in like in the mountains skiing, right?
No, that's For Your Eyes Only, I think.
Yeah, is that what you just said, or what did you just say?
The Spy Who Loved Me.
Okay, yeah, okay. Sorry, like it all gets.
I haven't seen
pretty
For Your Eyes
hazy in
Only in
there.
a long time. I think
Yeah,
I guess that's the one that has the Greek guy that sings pistachios all the time, right?
I just remember the cover, the box cover for Your Eyes Only. It's like the legs and like with the crossbow. And
They're
like,
presenting stealth as if it's this like totally foreign concept.
yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think there's a subtitle setting in this game, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, Kaylee Gamer says, to be honest, they're all very much alike. I mean, they are. And, you know, do you ever feel, though, is when you go back and watch them now, it's kind of unbelievable, like, how old Roger Moore looks in, like, every single one of those.
I mean, he was older than Sean Connery, right?
Yeah, like, a lot older.
Well, I don't know about a lot older. Was he?
I don't know.
It is funny though.
I don't know. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen a lot of those.
It is funny though. Like, it's really obvious in View to a Kill.
I mean, the Roger Moore ones, they like a yearly series at that, like during when he was making them.
Some years they might have been.
Because there's more. He made more than anybody else, right?
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Like a lot more, I think.
I guess I probably should have, like, they just did that stealth tutorial, and I probably should have, like, not just, like, shot those guys.
I mean, there's a lot of these. I should probably revisit a bunch of them. Like, they're just
fun. They're just fun to watch, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have to admit that I don't think that Dr. No is very fun to watch. Like, it's just like,
Well, oh, Dr. No?
Yeah, it's not very fun to watch.
It's okay.
Yeah. You gotta go in with like your expectations firmly in check with that one. I mean, it being the first one, because it's just kind of silly, I guess. Like in the best way that they could make them be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's. I don't think it's like significantly less enjoyable than, like, you know, any of the other early Sean Connery ones.
Yeah. Imagine what these guys are feeling like. I just shot him 14 times point blank, and he still killed me.
Oh, and I'm like playing on the middle difficulty level.
Yeah. I mean, these guys are like
I was
this,
like,
this is the era of. I mean, I guess it still continues now, but you know, this is very firmly in the era of like, we're not going to give you a health bar. You just like.
Yeah. Well, there is
the screen will just turn more red.
There was a classic mode, but like when I played through GoldenEye on the Wii, I was very determined, and I did do it, to play through the whole game that way, because like I was still pretty new to like the idea of like regenerating health in shooters, and I kind of didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I cannot play a game called GoldenEye with regenerating health. And so it was really hard, but like now I recognize, like, look, this is a completely different kind of game. Like, it's designed for regenerating health. Just play it with regenerating health.
Yeah.
Also, pay attention to waypoints, because I'm not really looking at where they are.
Yeah. People are saying that like my take on Dr. No is not good, and you know, that's fine. I watched it a few years ago. I'm like, it's just like isn't you know, like, it doesn't have, you know, it's the first one. Like they're just kind of feeling out like how they want to do it. I guess they hadn't. It wasn't like the kind of Bond movie that I grew up with and stuff. So I mean, it's just it was. I found that it was more difficult to like enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, my history with Bond is, you know, a friend got GoldenEye the game, and I'd never seen a Bond movie.
Oh.
And we're looking at the game and we're pretty into it, and we're like, oh, this is really cool.
Transmitting now.
And he's like, you know, I've got
While we analyze the data, you should check the area for more evidence.
You Only Live Twice on VHS. Like, we should watch that. And we watched that, and I'm like, this is really good. And
Yeah.
then he got GoldenEye. We watched GoldenEye, and then just like over the years,
Gas. We've upgraded the phone's operating system with a biometric filter. Use this function to analyze and track the gas.
what's biometric filter? This is too complicated. But anyway, then like over the years, he just like eventually got
Any exposure will kill you.
all of the eventually got all of the movies on VHS, every single one. And you know, it was just like, you know, wherever we did a sleepover, whenever sometimes we were just like hanging out playing games, like we just like put a Bond movie on the background.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, very much like a thing for me in that way. And, you know, eventually I got them all on DVD. I wish I had my DVD copies. I don't anymore, but you know, I've got them all on Blu-ray. It's funny how like they're making this out to be modern, and then they've got like this lady looking exactly as she did in the Sean Connery movie with like the 60s hair and stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
More to Goldfinger's operation than we thought.
So there was also another $2, or there was $2 from JL, or €2, or the
Oh.
£2. I think it might be £2
Be reckless.
from JL, saying, "Who is the definitive Bond? Pick only one." I mean, like we said, like Living Daylights is my favorite, but you know, I don't think I could pick Timothy Dalton as being like the definitive Bond because he was only in 2 movies.
Yeah, it's hard to call him definitive, but like I feel like if he had continued, I feel like he would definitely be my favorite.
Yeah.
Like something about his performance as Bond, I think is just really, really good. I mean, like I just said, like Pierce Brosnan was the current Bond when I got into Bond. You know, because I got into Bond between GoldenEye and Tomorrow Never Dies.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that he definitely like looks.
His look, I think, is Bond, but like in retrospect, revisiting like his movies over the years, like I actually don't love his performance.
Yeah.
Like it's okay, but he's he in some ways he kind of lacks personality. I feel like most of his personality just comes from the script itself and less so his performance.
Yeah. Perhaps.
But he is like the visual image of Bond to me at the same time.
Yeah.
But I don't feel his performance is as strong as some of the others. Definitely not, in my opinion, as strong as Timothy Dalton or Daniel Craig. Like I've never been like a Sean Connery is the best hardliner. Like I like
But
Sean
you can
Connery
see how
Bond.
people would have that opinion because I feel like that's like a pretty good opinion. I mean, I could accept him being like the
I can accept that opinion, but I don't know if I hold that opinion.
because I think that everyone to an extent were like at least inspired by him,
Sure.
and there wouldn't like it's hard to say.
I liked Roger Moore a lot more when I was younger than I do now. But I still enjoy his movies.
Yeah.
I still enjoy his movies, but like there was a time where I think I considered him my favorite.
Will do. Bombed out.
Just because he was probably in the most movies.
That
You must avoid detection
you
at
know.
all cost.
Yeah.
that could be part of it.
You'll fail your mission.
Yeah.
And
mean,
I think when
John
I
in
was
the
younger,
chat saying-
I was more in tune with his sense of humor.
For other sub-objectives associated
Yeah.
with the main mission.
Yeah.
I don't have any weapons.
But
or
also
something.
Mega X6 is saying, how many have played Bond? Can you name them all?
I think I have only seen George Lazenby. I think I've only seen Our Majesty's Secret Service one time.
I've heard a lot of people say that that's one of the best ones too. And
It's
I don't
so
remember
weird.
anything about it.
I used to hear that. I used to hear like among like the Bond hardcore, that
Yeah.
was like
A favorite. And
that was
I
the
think
favorite. And then in more recent years, I've heard more commonly like, "Oh, that's a bad one," and like I like have no idea. Like, oh, is it popular or is it really not popular?
Yeah.
But I think I've only seen it once.
Yeah, I think I've only seen it once also. I don't remember anything about it. So Mega X6 is saying 7 actors played Bond, and I assume that like they're not like all like
Does that
Are they all, like,
include like
official?
the old TV Casino Royale, which I've never seen?
Yeah, I mean, is that Dustin's saying, is that including Peter Sellers? Is that who played?
That's the name that is associated with that Casino Royale I've never seen.
You're up to with Goldfinger.
I mean,
None of your business.
It became my business.
Casino Royale though, I mean that one just
Dead.
It's good, and you know what?
it
It's
is
like,
so good.
and it's really
Doing with a shipment of nerve.
good upon rewatches.
Yeah, like I mean, when I watched No Time to Die, I rewatched every
I
Daniel.
still haven't watched No Time to Die.
Wow,
I still haven't seen it.
I leading up to it, I watched, over a
Yeah, you bought
over a
like that
couple
whole
of
pack.
days.
They had them all in it, right?
Huh?
You bought that like Blu-ray.
I bought the
pack.
Daniel Craig UHD set,
Okay, yeah.
which I gave you the digital code for.
Yes. I mean, so there's really no excuse for me to. I mean, I only watched Spectre once, and I don't remember it very.
I've
much
watched
of
it a
that at all.
couple of times. I kind of don't love it.
Yeah.
I don't know how well appreciated it tends to be,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel it's like,
I hope you know what you're doing.
I mean, mute for a second if you haven't seen it, but like, why did they have to make like this whole like personal childhood connection to Blofeld?
It's galore.
Like,
The Goldfinger has
and I
Yeah,
hate
well,
that
I
whole
don't
like
think-
cuckoo thing that Blofeld does, because it's like, oh, you were the bird that took over the cuckoo's nest, that's this thing that we wrote into the script, and now Blofeld is like all self-aware of that fact and has to like reference it. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, I do not like there's no reason for Blofeld and Bond to have a personal connection. There's just no reason for it.
Yeah. I do wanna say-
The casting of Blofeld is perfect though. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that
It
guy,
should have been better
what's his
than-
name?
Christoph Waltz.
Yes, I mean he was the perfect choice for Blofeld, like absolutely
I-
perfect. But I don't like the script that they gave him.
Yes.
But he's perfect. That is perfect casting, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But
So I want to mention there's been Joshua Helmicke has been a member for 39 months.
dang.
Said that the FX Pack Pro firmware update is available 1.11.0, and I updated. I've actually been using the
Oh.
beta for like I feel like it was in beta for like a couple of years. Since I know it was in beta since I did that update video in
Oh, this is
2020.
weird. Why do we have to have Punch Out?
I don't know. I don't know.
This
man.
this
It's
is
like
I this is very awkward. Punching is on the sticks and dodging is on the triggers, which sounds exactly backwards.
well, they just they have to fit in all these like different genres into this this triple A experience right here. But I mean, I think so. The big thing with like 1.11.0 is this like official is like the Super Game Boy Advance and the not Super Game Boy, the Super Game Boy support and the like their save states for certain game or for most games, I think. And there's certain games that does not work on or something like that, but it's like very few games, and I think they're working on getting those working. But it is.
Get past those guys, you'll have to figure out.
Yeah, I mean, like I guess that I didn't think about it as much because I was using the beta was available for a long time,
and certain kinds of acoustic
and
devices.
it's well worth updating if you got one. There was also 1999 from Tony Escobar. Thank you.
Oh,
Saying best book on Her Majesty's Secret Service. The movie was closest to the book. One of the best movies. So that's a big reason, I guess, that probably people feel like it's one of the most faithful. I guess.
I don't know anything about the books, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, neither do I.
I do
You
not
should maybe
understand what I'm supposed to be doing right here.
explore some of the books. But I want to jump back to the FX Pack firmware really quick. Not because I want to talk about the FX Pack, but that made me remember in my mind that like those first like for 3. Oh, is that just like I thought that was like a title hit right there.
Oh no. Oh, maybe in here. No, I really don't think that there is. I sure wish there was subtitles. Because like I'm having a hard time, like a harder time than usual, paying attention to the chat and listening to when you read the super chats, because like I'm trying to listen to what they're saying in the game, and subtitles would help so much.
So when I was sick in bed for multiple days, I played through almost the entirety
Get past those guys, you'll have to figure out a way to distract them.
of Illusion of Gaia on the using the Super NES core on the Analog Pocket, and I finished it yesterday on the system. Like I used my like I transferred to the save to my console and like played the ending like the last. Oh, she's like just almost like ducking into the laser. It's like, watch it. I'm trying to heat up this camera over here.
I don't understand. This is so weird.
But I didn't play Illusion of Gaia since I was a kid. I got it when it first came out and played through it. I played through it multiple times in a row, I think, when it came out. And it's a great game.
Oh, there's another one over there.
But it just got me. Like that. It's just a great game. It holds up, and there's like very like almost zero fat in that game. Some of the dungeon levels are a little bit longer than they need to be. But it is. I mean, you've never played it, right?
I mean, I've played a little of it.
But you've never finished it.
No, I've not played that many hours into it. Only had a couple hours, probably.
I see Joshua Helmicke say like Illusion of Gaia gets dark, and I mean all of those Quintet games get dark, I think. And and I was writing my closing thoughts about it for the games we played for I was put in 2023. I was just like, I write down like a paragraph and stuff, and just like some thoughts. And it really just got me thinking about how like all those Quintet games, what really strikes me, especially now, like looking at it through the eyes of an adult, is how even with like kind of like spotty and like kind of at times bad translations, the themes and the way that they word things is sometimes like really profound, and like profound like thoughts on like the passage of time and human nature, and you know, just like how things change, like over the course of thousands and thousands of years. I mean, it's like really like it's at times like kind of profound in a way that like I'm not sure if it entirely means to be. It's just the way that it's translated. But it's really really good. I mean, if nobody has played Illusion of Gaia, I highly recommend like playing Soul Blazer and Illusion of Gaia and then Terra Enigma. And they all have like very similar themes of you know, like restoring the world, and like it's like restoring our real world, which is kind of a neat thing too. But it's really good. I mean, I think that it's just like nice to, you know, to I guess just think more like thoroughly at what it's trying to say at times. So, but Illusion of Gaia is good. It's, I mean, it's honestly like it's probably better than I remembered it being, and I liked it a lot.
Well, you streamed a few hours of it not all that long ago.
Illusion of Gaia?
I mean, not all. I don't mean not all that long ago, but at some point you streamed. Like I remember you got up to the part where they're like on the ocean. I'm pretty positive you streamed a bit of it.
I don't remember doing that.
Check the stream. Check the archive.
It was not a headlining game. Sure.
I feel like you did.
I mean, Terra Enigma is a lot bigger of a game and a lot more challenging of a game. There's a lot more gameplay there. One of the things I really like about Terra Enigma is, or not Terra Enigma, of Illusion of Gaia, is that enemies generally don't respawn.
Like
so
even
that's kind of, well, I mean, if you go back and you like totally go out to the world map, like they will respawn. But if you don't go back out to the world map, you can go back and backtrack, and like enemies don't respawn. It's kind of nice. And you know, you can see how many enemies are in an area if you just go into the start screen, and like, because throughout the game, like certain enemies will give you like either more health, more strength, or more defense. And you know, those power-ups are permanent, so like those enemies will never respawn. They give you that stuff.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a retro game that'll do that.
Yeah. But I mean, it's less than 20 hours. Much less than 20 hours. I wonder what's funny. So I was kind of surprised when I looked up that, you know, if you were to buy a complete copy, I bought a complete copy in 2010 for $39.99. I looked it up because I was curious, because I was like, why did I buy a complete copy of this? And it was $39.99. I looked up like a complete copy now is like $150. So I definitely lucked out in that. But then again, that was, you know, 13 years ago.
What shape am I trying to make here?
I don't know. Yeah, use those LNR triggers.
What?
Gaming Blow says, I want to pick up the... I think it's hilarious that the title of the Hitman series is now The World of Assassination.
Yeah.
But it's a daunting package. I require all my game time for like 2 months. Basically, yeah. I mean, doesn't that include like all of the 1, 2, and 3, right? And I feel like that is... They seem like they're open-ended enough that you can just play it however you want. And you know, you might play all the way through the game, but you're going to feel compelled and see if you can, like, how differently you can do certain levels.
Who are you calling?
In general, it's pretty cool though, like how that
Felix
series
Leiter at the CIA.
is what it is now. Because what didn't, like, the company that was developing it, they couldn't, like, they could not get. Was it Square Enix that owned it for a minute there?
Yes, I saw.
Like they got it with like Eidos
We meet
or
again,
something.
Mr. Bond.
And then
I
they
thought
said,
would
you know,
have
can we
taken
buy
you
this
in Miami.
from you
I'm
and then
not
go
the
and make it
man to be
ourselves?
trifled with.
I mean, I feel like that's what happened,
I'll
right?
deal with you later. You'll deal with Bond now. Good day, Mr. Bond.
And for it to be as, yeah, I mean, see, at one point Square Enix owned it, because I remember the only game that they made though was an Absolution, and that one seemed like it was more that it was like more action focused, like it was I don't know, like it was typical of the era. Jeez, I don't remember this at all.
Huh?
I don't remember this happening at all.
I mean, this elaborate fighting odd job. No, this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely not quite from the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the environment looks modern.
Yeah. It's just certain characters.
It's weird seeing like the main actors from the movie, except for Bond, of course, like looking like they originally did. Like, honestly, like, I mean, it's cool seeing like the real Goldfinger and stuff, but at the same time, I kind of feel the reason that the GoldenEye remake works is that no one looks like they did. You know, it's not Sean Bean. I mean, as great as, I mean, Sean Bean is Alec Trevelyan, yes, but still, like, I feel like the reason that remake works is because, like, they just completely reimagine it from the ground up with all new actors. Like that, you know?
Yeah. Dr. D is asking what happened to MLiG. Why is there no more RGB or similar videos anymore? I mean, there was a RGB video. Wasn't the one thing like an RGB video in December?
Yeah. I mean,
But there hasn't been any 200 level series in quite a long time. But I'm
which we feel very
working
bad
on a
about.
Dreamcast one.
Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of consider the 200 ones like the RGB series.
Yes.
Which,
exactly.
like, it's embarrassing. It really is that there hasn't
Yeah,
been one in
it
so
is.
long. But you know, they're hard to make, and you know, there's just been so many other things that have ended up being like, oh, like we need to do this, we need to do that. It's, you know, it's been hard to get to it, and you know, we fully intend to.
Yeah.
I mean, we've
and,
been
you know,
saying
it's-
like Dreamcast is going to be a relatively early video this year.
Yeah, exactly. I got my V2 installed. But it's not that it doesn't have much material left. I mean, there's plenty of stuff that we could be doing. We just, I mean, I got, like, there's really no excuse for it. Like, it's just
It
like,
just
stupid that it
happened,
hasn't-
and
it just
we
hasn't
feel bad
happened. Now
about
it's
it.
like, yeah, I mean, we think about it a lot. Like, it's just like we need just to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
my
just that I think that
priority
sometimes-
my priority right now is finishing with Analog Frontiers, because that's like been the big monkey on my back for way too long. And you know, I've kind of got part 4 going again. So
Yeah, and that's great. That's great. I mean, and I think that seeing the reaction to these Blu-rays makes me really excited to like put
Exactly.
those Blu-rays together. I do want to say that there's $5 from Chicken and Fish, which is with thank you, and this is a really good comment saying, Terranigma, no thanks. If a girl, if a game doesn't open with the world has already been destroyed twice, I don't want it.
I can't believe that someone called back to us commenting on that about that one.
That Chemco RPG,
That Chemco
the world has
game,
been
yeah.
destroyed twice.
The world has been destroyed twice.
Like that's how it ends. Like that's how the trailer opens.
Yes.
That's how you know it's serious. Listen, the world's already been destroyed twice. Like what is the worst thing that can happen?
What's
at this
one
point?
more?
It's gonna, yeah. Is it that big of a deal? Like if it's never been destroyed, then it feels really important that it doesn't get destroyed. If it's happened one time, like we don't want it to happen again. But if it's already happened twice,
All of my life,
like
I've
okay,
been in love with it.
we're still here. The people are the there's people still there.
I think you made your point, Goldfinger. Thank you for the demonstration.
I work in any enterprise that will increase
is this
the value
gonna-
of my holdings.
Look at those 360 era shadows next to Bond's
Yeah.
feet.
Interfere
Yeah.
with me.
Goldfinger,
It's like slowly. What if it?
expect me to talk?
Can you like not escape and see what it
Mr.
does?
Bond, I expect you to die.
Say what?
Did you just say no, Mr. Bond? I expect you to
Yes.
die.
He
Yeah.
Of course he had to say that.
Can you not
You know what I know.
escape right now?
You know now.
Like
No,
if,
this is
can you
just
like
a
let it
cutscene.
kill him? I know, but if you have to hit buttons to escape, can you let it kill you?
Operation Grand Slam.
I guess I can. Let's see what happens.
What if it gets you? Like,
What if it gets you?
what if it
I mean,
gets
it's
you?
probably
and,
it's probably just has the blood come down and nothing really happens.
yeah.
Afford to take the chance.
If there's a quick time though, I'll fail it on purpose.
I
We'll
mean,
see.
he's like, what if he goes? He goes, these nuts.
I think
And then it goes down. It gives you the death screen.
it's been a while since I've seen Goldfinger, but I think a lot of the dialogue, even that Daniel Craig is saying, is like lifted straight from the movie.
Yeah.
Whereas like GoldenEye was like completely reimagined. Like I feel like this is that was mission complete. I didn't have to do anything.
Yep.
Like I feel like the GoldenEye remake, like it really tries to be its own thing, whereas this is like trying to be fan servicey, but kind of falls short in weird ways.
Yeah.
Oh, see, there's a $5 from Nana Cheesecake there.
Yeah. Saying hello again. Got nothing with you, so happy Sunday. Thank you.
Welcome to Fort Knox.
Someone was saying like Bond isn't gonna feel anything
Turned off the seatbelt sign.
in them balls after what happened in Casino Royale. Wouldn't it be funny if in Casino Royale like someone like edited in like him like every time he gets he's like these nuts. That when I worked at Electronics Boutique like years and years ago, a guy I worked with, we had like this. Our cash wrap was really low, and he used to think it was the funniest thing to like make the when he's like checking someone out, the cash row would shoot out and it would like hit him, like he would make it so it like hit him like right in the groin, and every time he'd be like, "Oh, these nuts."
I thought
It
that
was,
was
like, the
I thought
funniest
that was a
thing.
more recent catchphrase.
No, I mean this was like 2000.
Oh, I thought that was like a
Oh, no,
like
that's
5
from,
years ago thing.
No, that's from that from Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style, or I'm pretty sure it's from Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style album. From isn't it right before Ain't No Thing? Is that what it is? Is it?
I would have no
I don't know
idea.
what the name of the song is. It's in the skit though.
Oh, is this supposed to be Felix?
Anyways, there's also $4.99 from Madonna Sheehy. Thank you.
Oh.
Saying, can I request Sandy to package my M2 DVD order? Thanks in advance. Feel better, Corey. I mean, you could probably do that. It might take you a while.
I mean, you know, I already noticed a bit of Sandy hair caught in in some tape on one of the ones I already packaged. So why can't I peek over that? Wow, that
The song is Ain't No Fun is what the name of the song is.
Huh?
The Snoop Dogg song Ain't No Fun. I believe it is.
Oh, I'm supposed to be escorting Felix.
Or maybe not. Is that? No, that's the one with the. What's the one with the phone call? It's on that album though.
Is Snoop Dogg the one that you sold?
Is it on Dr. Dre's The Chronic?
Is Snoop Dogg the one that you sold a
Yeah.
PS2 memory card to when you worked at EB? Or was that
Yes.
was that
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
else?
That was Snoopy DOWG. I mean, that's not what I called him at the time. So Ain't No Fun, like that has another stupid thing at the beginning of it, another skit. But what is the one? Is it on the Chronic? Like, did what's his face get at you last night? Oh, these nuts. I'm pretty sure it's on the Chronic. No, it's not that. Whatever. I mean, that's funny. Yes. I mean, so that I know my hip hop. It's like no, that's like the beginning and the end of it. Sorry, I don't know very much.
How?
Anyways, like I mean, if you want, I think that if you had Sandy package up that Blu-ray, it'd probably take you. I don't know if might take all day. If you like said, you know, like get this in there and print this label.
Like it'd be like Twitch plays Pokemon. Like, what random actions is Sandy going to do that eventually results in this Blu-ray being packaged?
I'll tell you one thing is, I bet you could make a killing if you had a 24/7 live stream called At Home with Sandy. And all you do is it's just Sandy, a live cam on Sandy with, is it like Oblivion music that plays over top of it?
Yeah.
interface.
If anyone has never seen this, like I don't know exactly what the channel is, but like
it's like Greg something At Home with English.
At Home with English, and there's this like live stream that's been like on YouTube. It's been like apparently went live 4 months ago and hasn't ended. And it's just like playing these video clips from some like 80s English learning tool, like for like non-native speakers, and the people are speaking like the first one when I first tuned in, the one that was playing was like, it was like him and his wife. He's got like a few wives, like the person who plays his wife is like different depending on the scenario. And like
the one
she
I
was
watched,
like, "Oh, we got a letter from a lawyer."
Yes,
he says,
I watched that.
"Why would we get a letter from a lawyer? Who do you think somebody sued us?" It's like, if somebody sued us, they could not get any money because we do not have any money. One of my favorites was, he was like, there's like this whole series where there's like this disembodied male voice that's talking to him.
Yes.
And he's like hiding money under the bed. And he goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm hiding money under the bed." He's like, "Why are you doing that?" because if burglars break into the house, they will not find it. And he says, well, there have been many cases where burglars have broken into houses and found money under the bed. You should put it in the bank. He's like, I don't know. And he goes, how much money do you have under the bed? And he says, oh, Felix, you're kind of like getting right in there. He goes, well, last week
He's like getting shot point blank right there by that guy.
I put $250 under the bed, and now I put $100 under the bed. So I have $200 or $350 under the bed. And the guy goes, wow, you should put it in the bank. It will be safe there. He goes, okay, I will. Is anyone in the chat saying that they've seen this? Because it's great. But the whole thing is, it's these old videos, and they just have like the Oblivion HUD laid over it, and play like random Oblivion music under it, and it has like the Oblivion subtitle font. And something about it is like amazing.
It's like weirdly mesmerizing. You could fall asleep to it.
It would be like just watch it for an hour before bed, and
you said sometimes people will like join him, and then they add him like they're getting added as like a party member.
Well, yeah. Like sometimes it go like whenever like his companion in the video changes, like then it like goes back out to the main menu, like, and it's like the same interface as like the main Oblivion menu. And they'll like go into like the DLC settings, and it'll say companion, which might have actually been a thing for like the horse armor and stuff. I don't remember if that menu's actually, because I never bought any of the DLC for Oblivion. I don't think. Well, I bought Shivering Isles, which I think came with a lot of the DLC. But anyway, like there's this one where he goes grocery shopping with this lady who I suppose is supposed to be his wife, but he has a different wife in other scenarios. And she's a good bit taller than he is.
Can you shoot the missile launchers at the top of the towers, maybe? I think you gotta kill the guys at the top of on the roof there.
I'm like not paying that much attention, to be honest.
There's guys at the top.
Do I have a sniper rifle? No. But this tall lady has like this very yellow shirt, and in the DLC menu they call her Big Mustard, which is just like a fantastic name.
Yeah.
Big Mustard. I wouldn't mind my nickname being Big Mustard.
Yeah. I mean, we can make that happen if you want. Us to just,
no, that's okay. Actually, dang it, I died. Where's it going to put me?
So some people were asking me about the Snoop Dogg story, and there's not really much to it. Like when I worked at that same electronics boutique in the Walden Galleria in Buffalo, New York, the same one I mentioned with the guy getting hit in the nuts with the cash register at the time. We were just working there, and Snoop Dogg came in with like his entourage. Like they just were looking around, and they bought a PS2 memory card, and I was the one that sold it to him. I put the money in gave the change back to him.
Oh, he bought it with cash.
He did.
And off the books purchase.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
It's just funny because, I just imagine Snoop saying, hey, we're in Buffalo. I really need, my memory card's full. We need to go and get a memory card like right now, or else I'm not starting this over. And somebody mentioned, and this is really funny. Did you ever hear about this when Snoop Dogg did a live stream on Twitch one time? Did you ever
might
hear
have
about
heard
this?
about that. It sounds vaguely familiar.
And he got he got frustrated, like he got killed in something, and he like threw his headset down, and he like walked off camera, and he like never came back, and it like streamed for like 24 of like his empty seat
For like how long?
for like a day.
That's great.
Or like 12 hours. It was like overnight. It was
That's-
like it's hilarious, right?
That is very hilarious.
Like he just got so angry. He's like, "Yo, forget about this," and he like threw his headset down and like walks away and just like never came back.
Oh, there's ammo, or it's probably a sniper rifle or something.
I don't know what he's playing, but you know, I wonder if he still has that memory card that I. Because I mean, why would Snoop Dogg say I gotta trade in my PS2? I need store credit, right? I mean, why would he need to do that? Does he still have that stuff? I mean, does anybody, you know, like, does anybody with millions of dollars feel the need to trade in
I mean,
their old game consoles
I mean,
for
they might-
credit?
I mean, you would think that they wouldn't like.
That's right, he's been beat by the
they
AI
wouldn't
in
feel
Madden.
like necessarily the need to downsize or anything because they've got like enough room, you know, to put stuff places, right?
Yeah, I mean, he could be just throwing it out. And
Yeah.
he's not taking it into his store and being like, I'm gonna. He's selling it on Facebook Marketplace or something. He doesn't need to do that. Jeez, we still got orders coming in for the Blu-ray here. See what our stock levels are at.
Jeez, there's like so many dudes.
Oh, we're down to 58 left. I mean, if those 58
I mean,
sell,
again, there are more than that, but you know, we're going to have to hold some
we're
back
keeping
for
some.
now. But I mean, if they can, if the rest of what we have listed sells out, you know, like you said, in a day, we might just go ahead and get more.
yeah, because at the very least we can, you know, we want to be able to take them to conventions if we go.
Yes.
And
Because I've been so sick of Night Trap being the only thing, and there are like a handful of Night Trap that we have not of Night Trap stock that we haven't listed, but not much. Like probably like 9.
yeah,
Maybe?
I mean that's, and we just sold like 9 of them, so we have those as like backup, anyways. But I think that was the only celebrity that I sold something to. I mean, that's not the only one that I've ever met. I was really disappointed
You met
that
Bruce Campbell.
yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, he was like, I mean, I met celebrities at my old, where I worked in New York, because there was just people that, you know, would come in there to do like these, what are they called? Like these press tour type things. Like if you see people sitting and doing like conversations with people, like with like recorders or whatever,
Where's
they would do
somewhere
things
safe? Dang it.
like
I need to get somewhere safe.
like media news. Like they would interview people like over the phone, and then they would get footage of, you know, the actor like answering questions, like sound bites, like against like a background with like a poster or something like that. So when you see that, like a lot of times the person doing the interview is not there; they're just calling it. So we used to do a bunch of stuff like that. I mean, I think like different people. Like I met like Jamie Foxx. I think he was there for doing something for Rio. Like he was like some doing it like a press tour thing for the animated movie Rio. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. But it makes me sad that, you know, there was like another night at that same, when I still worked at that same ED, I was not working the night, but there was like a big snowstorm, and you know there was no planes flying out, so I mean, this is a long time ago, and I remember a coworker said, Harold Ramis just came in, like asking see if we had like something for his cell phone.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, that would have been awesome to have been there for him.
I finally noticed the guys with the rocket launcher that you were.
Okay, I was gonna say. I mean, that's what I was talking about.
Well, it was
Like,
was also a lot easier to actually shoot them once I found this sniping machine gun.
Kevin Nunes. Yes, I mean, I am originally from Jamestown, New York, which is like an hour and 20 minutes south. But I went to. I lived in Buffalo for a number of years, I went to college there and stuff. Oh, I who else did I meet? When I worked at that place, I was just thinking about it because I had met him. I mean, I just was thinking about him recently as I met David Duchovny was there.
Oh.
I don't remember what he was there for. You know what it was? It was for the second X-Files movie. That second X-Files movie that came out.
Oh, okay. I can do it from out here.
I had totally forgotten about that.
This hacking mini game is
It's not fun. It's never.
I
been
mean,
fun.
hacking mini games are never.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're about as fun as getting your printer to print stuff correctly.
Like, do you think there's anyone who just like,
Man, I love hacking mini games.
or
Like they are like people. I will buy any game if it's got a hacking mini game.
yeah,
Is there a single person out there? Is there a single person out there that likes hacking mini games?
the only ones that I have. Well, you know what was a good one was Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, because you actually like control like that like spider.
But that's
character. Like it's
Yes,
like an
but
action stage.
exactly. But like mini game, I wouldn't consider that a mini game as much as I would consider like this a mini game. I mean, I don't think that there's. I mean, I wouldn't say the hacking in Spider-Man is fun. If I had a choice, like if they were not there, I mean, you
Hacking
can
in
skip
what?
them in Spider-Man. I mean, you can skip them. You can just hit the button and skip it. You can have it auto complete the puzzle. You know, I mean, I don't know. Like, I've never met a hacking minigame that I wouldn't care if it. Does that sound better?
I mean, I don't mind like the unlocking in like say in like like the unlocking like lock picking is like okay in like Skyrim and Fallout, I guess.
But if it was just not there, would you care?
Well, it kind of, I mean, it works because like I feel like I would say I prefer it being there to not being there, because if it was purely just like a stat check and a dice roll for like whether you unlock whether you can actually like successfully unlock a door or something like that would maybe not be very fun, like if it was purely up to chance. Mm-hmm. Because there is like it just like when you increase your stat, it just like increases the ease of like the range of like where you like hold like the bobby pin and stuff. Like it works in those games because it's very simple. It's very simple.
Yeah.
It's not complicated. and I actually find like stealth and thievery to be like kind of one of the more fun things to do in those games.
Yeah.
But it's very simple. It's not like complicated. You're not like tracing a path between like, you know, two
All that's left is a nuclear bomb.
capacitors or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I see that the retro coupe is saying that when are they not filler though?
But like the hacking minigame in this, like it's at least an idea I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
But probably should keep this. At least it's an idea I haven't seen before, but it's like the sensitivity is like kind of out of whack, just in
Yeah.
terms of like the analog triggers.
So Gaming Blow says, if I make a high quality 20+ minute long video on the best hacking mini games ever, will you promote it on your socials for free? Of course.
You know the.
These, as long as you say these hacking games don't suck.
But you know, when you were, yeah. And like you have like a close up of a computer interface, and your YouTube channel is like, your
Yeah, it's
your
gotta be
thumbnail
going,
like,
It's like, and you can, like, in big yellow letters, it can say the hacking mini game problem. I had something in my mind that I wanted to say. I gotta look back. to
Well,
see
you were when you were talking about like, you know, does anyone like hacking mini games? I was also thinking, you know, you were saying like as much as someone likes getting their printer to work. I was like, do you think there's someone out there who like, you know, we've got like video camera like YouTubers and stuff, right? Like you
Yeah.
review like every or at least a whole ton of like new cameras and new this and that type of technology. Like, does anyone, is there like someone who just like is super passionate about like consumer and office printers?
Yeah, I mean, like, we were talking last night about how we just like maybe it's because we've never been the kind of like people that need to print stuff. I mean, my wife has done like a lot of graphic design and stuff, and has had to like, she worked at a print shop. So I think that those are the only people that like printers. I mean, I was saying last night, like, I never had a printer that when I tried to do something that wasn't just printing a text document on a regular sized piece of paper, that it hasn't been at least somewhat of a problem.
Yeah.
At some point, like, it's maybe, oh, I got to try it a different way. Like, I've never had a situation where it's worked exactly the way I wanted it to work on the first page that I printed.
Like after college, I was like, I'm done with printers. Like
You're like, I'm straight up not getting one, and you didn't get one for 10 years, you said.
something like that. Like I didn't have one because it's like the rare occasion that I actually need to print something. Like I could just go to like the FedEx store or whatever and get it printed, and sure,
Yeah.
I pay a little money, but I also don't have to be frustrated about like, you know, buying ink cartridges and toner cartridges that, you know, are probably eventually going to go obsolete. And, you know, it's just, printers are such a scam. They they exist for no reason other than for you to buy like replacement.
Well, that's why they're so cheap, is because that's how they get you, is with like all the extra
I
stuff you
know,
gotta buy.
and
or
like,
the ink cartridges. That's why the ink cartridges are like more expensive than the printer itself.
it's so
But I mean,
stupid.
I can't. I mean, I get that that you know, like, that they're a necessity. You know, people need to make physical
But-
prints of something.
but
But
you know,
I've never
like the reason I thought I could get away
Just
with not
gotten it to
having
work.
one
Like,
for so
how
long is
how
because
does
like
things just not work now?
exactly how does like exactly like we've got think of all the technology that it takes to make a screen work, right? And you have to have the red, green, and blue lights like, you know, light up in this super dense form factor. They have to light up in exactly the right, you know, configuration and stuff. And like, why can't printers just have it align into a beautiful image every time too?
Yeah.
This upgrade shop is like
You wanna
a step too
know
complicated for a Bond game.
how a normal printer makes me feel? Every time I have to use one,
Yeah.
just like this.
But like I was like, you know, everything I make is for viewing on a screen. I don't make things that are designed to be printed, and that's why we had to get so much help from Ashura
Yeah.
to make the M2 make sure that like I wasn't like doing anything stupid with the, because I'm so used to not like having to work in like CMYK, not used to having
Dude,
to
how
like,
is that?
oh, you have to like design the text in InDesign or else it's like, you know, going to be like not sharp. You know, I'm not used to doing that because everything I make is like for a screen.
I mean, I was just looking at what you're playing, and I was like, how is this just not Call of Duty?
Well, I mean,
it's
it
like
is.
it is like it is exactly Call of Duty.
But
And you're supposed to pretend your character is Bond.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
there was
Very Bond-like.
There was a room. Why can't I pick that up? There we go. There was a room. That was like almost exactly like a room in the facility in the 2010 GoldenEye. It was like almost a carbon copy of it.
So Gaming Blow says that brother printers are good, but I mean,
But like, do you love them? Do you actually love them?
he said he's bought them for different workplaces, and there's been bought them for every office, and there are 0 complaints.
I have a hard time believing 0 complaints.
I mean, are people printing anything other than just like a typical piece of paper document, text document? Probably, but I mean, I've never experienced it where it you know, it just like works exactly how I want it to work on the first try. When I'm printing anything that is not exactly a normal piece of paper or text document.
But you know, when I was in college, a lot of people didn't have printers because, you know, I worked as a library assistant when I was in college, and you know,
Why pay for them when
one of the main
you
things
just
I had to do was, you know, students had like, you know, a certain number of documents that they were allowed to be printed on the library printer. You know, I had to swipe their card and, you know, print their job.
Yeah.
But like that was on a printer where I like never had to do any maintenance on the printer. I never had to print anything on it that wasn't just like an essay, you know?
Yeah.
So like it you know, nothing weird ever happened with that printer. And it was like a large like office printer, you know? Like it was probably well maintained by the IT people. I honestly don't remember Felix being like in the Fort Knox part of Goldfinger. Maybe he was. I don't remember. I assume
know.
this is Felix. It's hard to tell without subtitles.
Yeah. Andy64 says with $10, thank you, saying, have you ever had an emotional reaction playing a game like try with Kirby and the Forgotten Land, maybe with a certain Wii U classic? Simplicity is its greatest asset and also its greatest. Yes. All the Chubbins.
You know, one of the Chubbins developers joined our Discord.
Yes, and we're definitely going to do a live stream with them, and I'm going to be playing
The Rotund
the Rotund game. You know, after I finished Illusion of Gaia, I've been, you know, like as I wind down or after I take my NyQuils, I like slowly like doze off to sleep. I played Rotund Zero and some of Rotund Rebound. Rotund Rebound or is it Rotund Liftoff?
Is that like the remake of Chubbins?
Yeah, it's Rotund Liftoff is the remake. And I feel like the pixel art look to them is really, really good. Like it comes across like really nicely. And what I realized though is that they don't have any checkpoints in the levels. And
well, they gotta be pretty
Rotund
short.
Zero is real tough.
Yeah.
You get 5 minutes, and you like so there's like 26 levels, right? And you have 5 minutes to play through all of them. And if you don't make it, then it sends you back to the beginning. Oh, we've got a couple of donations from.
Oh, hang on. You never answered the question about.
Oh,
have you ever had an emotional reaction like that?
Just in general,
like similar to what I said on Kirby.
I mean, I like a lot of times. I mean, like I said, I think I said that I had an emotional reaction to Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Oh, look at this! There we go. It's 2012, all right.
Near Automata, definitely emotional reaction to it. You know, and we're just like an ending. You know, and I definitely felt a lot of that when I was replaying Illusion of Gaia. Just, you know, as I said about thinking about like what it says about the passage of time and like the cycle of life. You know, it's I definitely felt that. But I mean, Sayonara Wild Hearts, I definitely had an emotional response. Like that's like the newest game that I can think of that really, you know, it just like really had me thinking about it a lot for a long time.
I like how supposedly the lights have gone out, but there's like all these light sources that are glowing. Look at this.
Yes, yeah. I haven't played Stray though. You played Stray and you liked it, right?
I liked it pretty good. Like I wasn't like amazed by it or anything.
My son really wants to watch me play Stray, and you were saying I don't know if I do that.
It's
He's like asking me. He's like, "Oh, can I watch you play Stray?"
I mean,
like he was like physically like really wants me to.
It's not violent, but there's some gross. There's a significant amount of like surprisingly gross stuff in it. Like, do you want me to give you more detail? Just a little more?
No, I mean I think it's okay. Like I think it's okay.
It's not violent.
It's okay for me. Okay.
It's not violent, but it's like there are environments that look like they could be from like some sort of like biohazard type something.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because you know you said no violence or anything because I remember a couple of years ago I was just playing the intro of BioShock Infinite just because I wanted to see check out the HD version or like not the HD but like the remastered version, and I was just like you know, and he comes down and sits and he's just like watching for a little bit. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then he like jams that like the spinner thing like into the guy's face.
Yeah.
And it like he like ran upstairs so fast. And I was like, I didn't even remember that happening.
I mean when you mentioned it, I remembered it.
Yeah.
That was shown in a lot of the early videos of the game and stuff.
Yeah. But there was two donations. There's just like that random string of text. One for $3 317 and another one for 1742.
Oh,
Thank you. No message with them though.
thank you.
There's also $2 from Seabass Nap, asking, saying FC Cincy home game in 3 weeks. Got your tickets? I'm sure my friend who had season tickets has tickets again. Season tickets again.
I mean,
and I
Did you
intend on
catch
going.
Coury wearing his FC Cincy shirt?
Yeah, in the year end video, I'm wearing my shirt.
Which that video is just like done, like continues to do
Yeah,
really
does anybody
well.
know if it got shared anywhere? Because it seemed like views on it was like normal, and then one day, like a few days ago, it just like exploded. It got like 20,000 views in a day. I have no idea where that came from.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why anyone would share it specifically, because it's like, it's not like
done
oh, they
significantly
talk
better
about this
than-
like specific thing in this video,
Yeah. I wonder if it's one of those situations though where people just got sick of having like these year-end videos. And someone shared, it's like, oh, this is kind of a fun way to do it. Like, why do we always got to play the newest thing and like only talk about the newest thing? So, I mean, yeah, it may have just hit the magic algorithm. You never know. Oh, I just seen that guy fly from that shotgun blast. Reminded me of what I wanted to mention earlier, because I was like capturing some video for a thing yesterday, and I realized that I played one of the most embarrassing games that I've played in a long time last night, called Dead to Rights. Has anybody in the chat ever played Dead to Rights? And if you played it, when was the last time you played it? Because
Is it a original Xbox game?
yeah, it is about the most 2002 game you can think of. It is a rough game. It's right out of the gate, like it has, like a tutorial level, and then immediately goes into like a stripper QTE mini game.
Wow.
I was like, I can't believe like they're just going right to that, like at the very beginning. It is a bad game, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I mean, I was looking at the credits, like the opening credits, and it was like written by, I think the story or the script was like written by someone named Mike Kennedy, and I wonder if it's the same Mike Kennedy who would go on to like make like Game Gavel, and then also the Retro magazine,
right.
and then what is it, the what was the thing called, the thing that he was saying that Ketris was
The
supposed to be making?
Coleco Chameleon.
The Coleco
Before
Chameleon.
then, it was called, what was it called? The VGS or Retro VGS or something
Retro,
like that?
something like that. I mean, I'm wondering if it's the same, if the same Mike Kennedy is of that stuff like made or like helped write Dead to Rights.
That would be amazing.
I
Here
meant
we go.
to,
We got
like,
Punch
look it
Out
up.
again. We got awkwardly button mapped Punch Out.
So there was 2 Dead to Rights on the PS2 and Xbox and GameCube, I think. So Roost the Blood is saying that like you should look into Dead to Rights on the PS3. It was even dumber. So I didn't realize that there was an HD one. But man, it's not good. I would go as far to say that Brute Force is significantly better. Now, I'm not saying that they're like remotely comparable, but Brute Force is another game that I was capturing for that same thing, like a 2002, 2003 era game. And Brute Force, not very good. But I can't help but wonder if Brute Force inspired certain aspects of Fuse. Because it has the whole like D-pad to change for specific members of your squad.
Ah.
And your squad has like each have like different weapons and stuff and different talents.
There hasn't been any music in this whole night vision section. I can't help but wonder if that's like.
But there's a 4th Dead to Rights game.
There's
The
more
third
than-
was
there's
Reckoning
more
for the
than one?
PSP. Yeah, I know that there's two. Yeah, I mean it's definitely a certain like a common name. Like there's probably no way that's the same person, but I do wonder. I mean, I just wonder. Probably not, but that was the first thing that I thought about. Dead to Rights versus Ninja Gaiden. I played that game. You know, can you imagine if they made that into a game? Dead to Rights versus Ninja Gaiden.
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
What was it, Tecmo?
No, it's like not connected at all. Like it'd just be really funny if that they made that game. Oh, they call that Yaiba. You mean Ninja Gaiden Z?
You know, it's kind of weird that they didn't
I
that
have
they
that
didn't
game.
use the Daniel Craig era Felix in this.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
there
it's-
were
it's
like
what's
in the
his face?
beginning, like he was talking to Judi Dench on the phone.
Did they? Was her likeness in here?
I don't
In
think
it?
I've seen it, but if it wasn't her voice, it sure sounded like her.
Oh.
But like,
It's
why?
what's
So
her
why
face?
didn't they do? Why did they do Daniel Craig's Felix?
I don't know. That would make sense. That'd be awesome. He's like the best one. I can't think of his name. It's the guy from been in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, he is in several things. Oh! I have to. Oh! That was close.
Oh, that's right. So Rissabella says you're missing one of the best parts of Dead to Rights. One of the bosses in the game is called Longshoreman X. But also, like the first villain is like he just like talks like Christopher Walken. I was like, what? He's like they're just going straight. It's like Christopher Walken in what's that one? That one pool movie. Like Pool Hall Junkies. Is that what it was? With Christopher Walken?
Christopher
Wright,
Walken
yeah.
was in A View to a Kill.
Yeah.
That's widely considered one of the worst. And
Is that the
I
one?
don't-
That's the one with the Golden Gate Bridge, right?
yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, there's no Bond movie I outright hate.
Yeah. I mean, you'll given enough free time and lack of obligations, you would gladly watch any of them. Anytime.
Absolutely.
Christopher Walken is also in
Are there
True
any
Crime,
more that I gotta
Streets of
go through?
L.A. Judi Dench was in the credits at the beginning.
You know, it's another one that's considered one of the worst that I haven't seen in a really long time. What?
Yeah, what's that?
Oh, there was another gate closing. Okay, I need to equip the shotgun for this because I think that's going to be a better choice. I haven't seen. I think. Diamonds Are Forever. I'm pretty sure that's the one that Sean Connery came back for, like after On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Okay.
Which
That's not
I
the one
have
where
not
he's,
seen
like,
in a
in-
really long time. I think
the
it's
one where he's, like,
generally
driving that
considered
little-
not that good. I don't remember
driving-
it being great.
Is that the one where he's driving the?
That's the one in Las Vegas.
Okay. Where it's like
This
Does he drive like this little like off-road vehicle around at one point?
Yeah, that sounds a little familiar.
And he has like kind of a bubble top on it.
I don't remember that. I don't know if I may have not seen that one since see it on VHS, to be honest. I might have watched it. I'd probably watch it on DVD at some point.
Yeah.
But like that and Our Majesty's Secret Service are probably the ones that's like that I've seen the least. And it's been the longest since I've seen. This is kind of tough because I don't know how much time I really have. Whoa!
Best Bond
oh.
girl. I don't know. I don't know. Who's had like the best career since then? Probably Michelle Yeoh.
Oh yeah, that's
Has,
probably
like,
true.
has had like the best career since that.
I can't honestly think of any of them that. I mean, if you count
Went on to
Xenia,
do.
she's been on a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, it's Famke Janssen, right?
Yeah,
Famke
like,
Janssen. Yeah.
she's an X-Men.
She was like an X-Men, and yeah. She was in The Faculty, which was one of that's an early Robert Rodriguez movie.
The lady from drawing a blank on her name. The lady from The World Is Not Enough was in Starship Troopers before.
Oh
The
yeah,
World Is
yeah,
Not
yeah.
Enough.
Yeah, you're talking Denise Richards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Although her
I feel like she
acting
was-
is really poor in.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's like bad in everything. Like even like she. I mean, she was only famous because of the movie Wild Things. I think that's like what movie that's like what made her like really famous for a little bit there. And oh yeah, Anna de Armas. But I guess she was in. Is she in the like the newest one, right? But she also doesn't. I mean, she's.
Oh, the lady that, you still haven't seen it. The main character from, well, I guess the main character aside from Daniel Craig, that's in Knives Out. Is in No Time to Die.
Right. But I heard that she's like not in the movie very much.
She's not, but she's.
And she doesn't die either, right?
Huh?
And she lives, right?
Yeah, her part is pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
Her character is kind of funny.
Yeah. She's also in Blade Runner 2049.
Oh.
Let's see. There's $10 from JLight82 saying, "Has Troy played Everything or Nothing? How does that hold up as a Bond game? I haven't played it, but Willem Dafoe is the bad guy."
Yeah,
It has
which
to
is
count for
like, it's
something.
kind of actually crazy that he's never been like a movie Bond villain, because like,
Yeah, right.
like he is like such a perfect fit for that. Like,
Yeah,
I
for
had
real.
the GameCube version back in the, or was it? It was probably the GameCube version. And I never finished it, but like, you know, when I was out game shopping, like this was actually one of the slightly more expensive. I mean, it wasn't expensive, but it was over $10. Like almost all the other Bond games, like after GoldenEye, are like $6 or less. And so I bought several, and so I actually bought the Xbox version of Everything or Nothing, which I think is considered. I never finished it back in the day, but I liked it. But I believe it is generally considered one of the better post GoldenEye Bond games. And it's like, you know, it's a third person game, so it's like I guess in that way it like kind of shields itself somewhat from GoldenEye comparisons, you know, by being third person. And
Wait, Tomorrow Never Dies?
no, Everything or Nothing.
Well, Tomorrow Never Dies is.
Yeah, it is. It is as well.
That's when, and when, of course, like that was like when EA got their grubby mitts. Like,
Yeah,
first
I mean,
out,
it was
like, we
such
need
a
to get this
big
out.
deal that it was like, it was just assumed that, that, you know, Rare was going to be doing Tomorrow Never Dies. It was going to be coming to N64. And then that was very much not the case. And it was like, it was kind of devastating in a way.
And then there was not another one on there until Twine.
I mean, honestly, which of course they didn't do. You know, I actually very much like back in the day, like envisioned a game like this. Like I was like, oh man, what if Rare like made a game that like, you know, was like going to like, you know, a bunch of old Bond movies, you know, like that would be great. I have to say what I envisioned was better than this.
That's probably not that hard, really.
I mean, I had always heard that this wasn't very good, but like the fact that it conceptually it's very similar to the GoldenEye remake, which I like. What the heck? What are you trying to make me do? This is the worst. Like, whose idea was this? Who said we need this gameplay mode? This is such a bad mode.
EH Phone Home had a $1.99 donation saying, "Is this marking 2023 as the year of the Spy Man?"
Well, you know, I've kind of been championing. What are we gonna do here? Do I have to do anything? I've been kind of championing the year of the Bomberman.
Oh, okay. Oh, do you get to?
I didn't do that. That was all cutscene. All of that, like finishing off Odd Job was all cutscene. It's kind of lame.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, you got me." You know, he probably grabs on it and he's like,
Yes. Don't cut the wrong wine.
Wow,
it's almost more funny if it's just like one single, like he grabs on it and you. What if that sound effect was in it? Like, you know, you shows them electric, it's like.
None of that was interactive, which is honestly probably for the best.
Well done, James. Let's get out of here. We've got a plane.
That was a really long level too. Is this still like the first?
This is still
the second-
Goldfinger. Like I thought we were going to be on another game by now, you know, or another movie.
You'd think so.
I wonder if they're going to go in order of Bond. So if next would be
Felix wanted to make sure
On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
How long do we have?
it's another hour to Washington, but I've got to keep an eye on the Retrode.
Unless we were forced to divert.
That's a splendid idea, Mr. Bond.
All right, I gotta run to the bathroom. I would.
Set a course for
Okay.
Cuba.
Congratulations on
But yeah, I was saying year of the Bomberman on the backloggery because I finally finished Bomberman 94 and it took a lot. Like the last world was so absurdly hard. It took many hours to finish that.
Go. I told you to.
I don't know if it's any good, but I got a we're gonna have to what is that is a classic Bond villain death for sure. I actually got a couple of things recently. Some cheap Japanese Bomberman or Bomberman themed games rather. I got Bomberman Fantasy Race, which I didn't even know exists. It's a PS1 game. It was like $8. Now I'm like, I could take a gamble on Bomberman Fantasy Race. I want to try that out sometime. Why not? The other, I had no idea this existed. There's a Virtual Boy puzzle game called Tobadase Panabom. I did not know about. The Tobadase Panabom or Bomberman Fantasy Race? No, I didn't know either of those existed until a few weeks ago. Oh, is Panic... Okay, was it localized as Panic Bomber? That name is familiar. But to be honest, I don't know if I would have associated it with Virtual Boy. I don't have like a full list of every Virtual Boy game released off the top of my head. Yeah, the Japanese version at least was really cheap.
I don't know what to say.
Say yes.
What about my father? What about Blofeld?
It's over. If MI6 wants to let him go, there's nothing I can do about it.
Get down!
Blofeld.
Tracy, get out of here.
I mean, this has to be... Oh, wow. Okay, this is funny. LB to accelerate. It's been so long since I've seen Our Majesty's Secret Service, I couldn't even... He was calling her Tracy or Trixie or something. I couldn't even tell you the lady's name, and it's been so long. I couldn't tell you. I remember if there was a skiing scene on it. Oh, Teresa. I was wrong. Tracy, Trixie. I was wrong on all fronts there. Yeah, well, I mean, that is the main memorable thing about On Her Majesty's Secret Service, for sure. The end.
Okay, I'm back. What are we in now?
I think we're on Our Majesty's Secret Service, but like I say, I don't know the movie well enough. And I keep...
I know there's skiing in it. I remember. Uh-oh, he lost Teresa.
Yeah, I don't... Well, okay, it did say if you hold LB, you speed up. Which is weird, but whatever. Oh, I just ran to that tree. I do recognize, like, the music from this a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
Like, you know, later on, they started getting really good about... I mean, they did it early on in some, like, maybe...
Yeah, push the LB button, the left bumper.
Oh, what was it? I think it was The Spy Loved Me, actually. Where, you know, like, the theme song was integrated into, like, the score of the movie. And they started doing that, like, much more, like, with Casino Royale... and stuff, and like that is one thing I do really like that they're doing here is they're like taking those theme songs and like, you know, making it a part of like the regular action scenes, right?
Yeah.
And I think that started becoming much more maybe later in the Pierce Brosnan era, and I definitely think that happened at least a few times, or if not
Well,
every movie in the Daniel Craig era.
Kaylee Gamer is saying you gotta look out for the
Bullets.
on this part.
For what?
You gotta look out for the
Bullets.
bullets.
Oh. It was kind of quiet. I couldn't quite hear
Oh.
it too much. Bullets.
I'm excited to see tonight's episode of The Last of Us.
Oh, it's the
Uh,
last?
No.
Oh, I thought you said the. Well, I guess I just misunderstood. You said The Last of Us.
Last week's was really, really good though. It was really, really good. It was a deviation.
I
from
did
the
hear
game.
that. I didn't hear anything about it. I just heard that it was more different from the game than previous episodes.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. It was just like a really. I mean, it was like not even any action in it. But it's good. Like the changes that they made
Okay, this helicopter.
to characters is really, really good. I liked it a lot. DT playthroughs with $5. Thank you. Says if ever seen If Looks Could Kill, it's Bond meets Ferris Bueller action comedy from 1990. Watched it all the way through as a kid. By the way, the GBA or the Game Boy Bond game rules. So are you talking about If Looks Could Kill with Richard Grieco? I think that you're talking about If Looks Could Kill with Richard Grieco of 21 Jump Street fame. He's like the guy. He was the guy who like took the place of Johnny Depp on there. I think.
You know what John and I were musing about? You know, there's like a lot of handheld versions of like these more relatively recent Bond games. Like there's a Bloodstone on DS. There's I think there's a GoldenEye on DS. There's a night.
Guess you're gonna have to
there's
get
a
them
night-
all.
Huh?
Guess you're gonna have to get them all.
Well, I am curious, like how those work. Like, there is, like I remember seeing versions of Nightfire on GBA a long time ago, and it's like full 3D and way smoother than you would expect.
Interesting. Fuller 3D than you would expect.
Yeah,
That they should put that on the back of them.
smoother than you would expect.
Yeah, more 3D than you're expecting. I don't know. I think that would help us sell, you know, like that on the back of the box with us. Like, not as bad as you think. That would be that'd be great. to
Oh,
put
Andy
those
64
kind of
says
box-
Die Another Day is the best Bond movie ever. Fight me. I mean, you know, one thing I'll say that I think is kind of cool about Die Another Day is I like how, like, he's, like, captured and, like, a prisoner for, like, a long time. And, like, he's, like, all bearded and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's, like, kind of a shocking thing to happen to Bond, you know?
Mm-hmm. You did a video on the Game Boy Bond game.
Yeah, which is,
years and
like,
years ago.
kind of like a Link's Awakenings.
I'm pretty sure you made that video in 2 days.
Well, I wanted to release it on the day that Spectre came out.
Oh, really?
Up ahead, on your left.
Is that supposed to be Felix again? But a different one?
See it.
Maybe. The great thing about Bond is every movie is someone's favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Prepare to land. We're taking fire. James,
Oh,
take them
gonna
out.
be another Call of Duty level. We're gonna have to like deal with missile launcher guys on the top. I mean, really, the only spy thing that I've seen you do is like shoot that laser at the surveillance
Oh,
camera.
hey, now I've hacked things with my smartphone.
Yeah. Shoot the cans, man.
I did.
Okay, I was gonna say. There they are.
Is this just going to be like more of like an on rails type of
Probably.
movie?
Gornica man saying like this would be a good box quote too for Bloodstone saying surprisingly good.
I mean, well, John and I were
Play
on
with
a call
expectations
the other
like that's
week,
surprisingly
and
surprisingly playable.
he popped in Bloodstone, and he had remembered it being pretty good. And like we were looking at it, like I really want to get it, but it's like it's not as common as you would think. I didn't find it at the game stores when I went out the other last week, and but it's it looked actually quite competent and like
I mean, I'm thinking about all these like being on the box art.
quite competent. I mean,
On the back of the box, like it's just
seriously though, like it looked like the graphics were actually really good.
Like that would sell me. Like if they put that on the box art, I'd be like, you know, that would make me want to play it.
The graphics are actually pretty good.
Quite competent.
Like it was not that many steps behind like Uncharted in terms of like
Like that was on the box. So not that many steps behind Uncharted.
like it looked like a very solid third-person shooter based on like the first like 3 levels I watched him play.
I mean, imagine that could be on the box too. You know, looks like a solid.
I watched someone play 3 levels and it looked actually good.
Or just say, you know, it looks like a solid third person levels, and in parentheses it says based on 3 levels.
And you know what? It also had like way higher texture filtering quality than you would normally see in a PS3 game.
Surprisingly. You can put that in the chat GPT. And see what it comes up with.
Look at this! Look at this guy!
Box art. This is actually a solid game.
Look at that guy!
Madonna She says that I'm happier this week with COVID than I was last week in healthy playing an N64 game. Oh, look at that guy. You can put that like a screenshot of that on the back of the box.
This like occasional upgrade briefcase is like the most useless feature I've seen in a video game in a long time. Oh, he wants to buddy up here.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, no, we're doing this.
Yeah, I got COVID on
those
Tuesday. Like Tuesday and Wednesday, or Wednesday was the worst day. And each day it's been like kind of getting a little bit better. You know, I mean, it's been pretty steady, I guess, for like the last 2 days. My main problem is just like I can't catch my breath a lot of times. Like even just like going upstairs, I'm like, and that's not like it's not like that's like winding me any other time. Like going upstairs, like it's not. It's just that for some reason, like right now, I'm just like, Like it's just hard for me to breathe in. Like I don't know. Is it just like
You've been
is it, like-
talking just fine though.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, I'm
But not a lot of coughing or
no, my coughing is like mainly gone away.
like I almost had like different symptoms every day.
Yeah,
Like some symptoms went away and new symptoms came up.
yeah. It's just, but it's really just like I can't catch my breath, or I just like get
Everyone's story with it is a little different, you know?
fatigued a lot easier. And it's like that's not something that I like I don't get fatigued going up the stairs. I mean, you might think that I would, but I don't. But I mean, so like I got it on Tuesday. Wednesday was the worst, and it's been Thursday was a bit better, and then it's been pretty even since Friday. But my wife and son just tested positive today. My daughter seems to still be like holding strong, but she was not feeling good, and we're gonna see where she's at tomorrow. But this was my first time having it. Everyone else in the family
That
has
you've
had
known
it
of,
different
anyway.
that I've known of. I mean, I haven't felt like this. Like I feel like if I felt like this,
You would know.
I would know. Yeah. So, I mean, that's where I'm at. But it's been fun to kind of like just joke around, and I think a lot of it also has to do with, I haven't left the house in 5 days. Which probably has a big part to do with it too. I'm just like, oh, just like it feels nice to like talk to somebody. And it was also when I was the only one in the house that had it, like nobody
Came to the basement.
wanted to be around me. So I just was feeling kind of lonely, and now I can finally hang out with my family again because they're all sick now too. Like this guy, he's just shooting you up with that thing. Oh, it's merely a flesh wound. No, I mean Nellie's been fine, but she didn't even come in and sleep at night with me. Although Sophia did. I got some good videos of Sophia coming in, and I'll see if I can. Okay, yeah, see if we can show her here. I guess I shot some slow motion video.
Head to the restaurant deck at the top of the stairs.
Let me find some of these videos here that I per laying in, because I had to sleep in the golf room in the guest room. So here it is. Sophia coming and seeing me here. See it. There you go. It's blurry. I'm sorry.
Do you miss laser sights like RE4 and stuff? Like everything's just a dot now, you know?
Everything's just a dot. I mean, that's all it needs to be.
John's been complaining about that a bit lately.
Yeah, that can't easily run through the M cable. Yeah, I mean, I could easily focus on her. Here. I'll use that as the pre-stream video next week. How about we'll see.
The cat video needs to be run through the M cable.
Yeah. the McCable. I don't know if animals can get. Yeah, animals. I guess Jeeves says yeah, animals can contract COVID. I remember a bunch of tigers at our zoo caught it.
Man, and when I tried out Quantum of Solace, every machine gun in that game just goes like just straight, like the recoil is so crazy. It's a little better if you aim down the sights, but it's like it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
The shotgun was decent at it though. I played like the first 2 levels. I'm actually kind of torn which is less bad, this or Quantum of Solace. Like Quantum of Solace, like this is more, I don't know, this is more competent, but it feels like it feels very phoned in, like they just didn't care, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like
they're just phoning it in.
I mean, Quantum of Solace is probably phoned in too, but it's like
There must be a hidden lock for it.
it's like, I don't know, it's like it's so bad that you don't expect much out of it to begin with, and this is like, well, you know, the GoldenEye remake is pretty good. Why is this not?
Yeah. They probably made Quantum of Solace in 6 months.
Probably.
Probably 5 to 4 to 6
I mean,
months.
it's the one thing that I will say is cool about it is they what was cool? I already forgot what was cool.
Secret entrance must be
This game is like
That's how
it's
you
too,
know.
this
That's
game is
how
too
you know.
distracting for how I'm trying to play it.
I found it. Let's go.
They could put that on the back of the box. Like, there's something cool in this game, but I forgot what it was. There was something like,
Oh, I remember. It was it's parallax occlusion maps.
oh,
there must be a
You know what those are, right?
yes, yeah.
That's the cameo thing.
Yeah. Makes it's like it's kind of like bump mapping, but not right.
It's like it's a
similar
similar but
idea.
more intense effect.
Yeah,
Where like it actually looks like there is depth to a flat texture. Like,
Right,
you know,
but
like
it's just based on, like, the
useful
data
for like
being in there,
bricks or rocks
Yeah.
or something. It's actually got some pretty good parallax occlusion mapping in it, which is not like, you know, a feature you see as much these days. But it's that aspect looks good.
yeah. I mean, it's stuff like that. Like I oftentimes, like I just don't remember the name for stuff, and I'm just like, oh, it's this thing.
I mean,
And,
there's a lot of
I
things I
mean-
don't remember either. That one I can remember though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like I just don't pick it out in games most of the time. I mean, it's not my job to pick it out. I don't like think about it, I guess.
clues that may lead
I just think, oh, that's a cool effect.
James, check the next room. I'm going to
Colton, you're just saying my name. Are you putting something else? Are you saying something else here? Like, am I
Huh?
missing something?
What?
Colton, my friend Colton Calloway is in chat here.
Just saying.
If
Corey.
anybody, you should, yeah, just saying Coury. Everyone should check out his channel, which I think has one of the best names ever. Called he repairs like old consoles, just like things like just restores them. It's called Consoleoscopy. So everyone should check out his channel. Consoleoscopy, you know, like colonoscopy, but the consoles. It's surprisingly dirty sounding.
Come on.
This guy looks like, oh, he's, I thought he was wearing like a superhero type face mask for a minute there.
I think he's just night vision.
Yeah. He's got like 3 moves. He's got the hip punch or the kidney punch, body blow, body blow.
Overall, this level is better than the Goldfinger levels. That part wasn't good, though. But those punching parts are never good.
James, over there.
You'd never think that this is a Bond game unless someone told you that, right? I mean, if you just saw screenshots of this.
I mean, I don't remember, like, I definitely remember a lot of Our Majesty's Secret Service took place around a hotel. But I don't remember really if it looked like this hotel. I don't remember if it had like these round rooms or anything.
Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite, speaking of Bond and hotels, one of my favorite stupid things in any Bond movie is I think it's From Russia with Love, but it's definitely a Sean Connery movie. I think it's From Russia with Love, where like they just, or actually it might be is it Dr. No? I don't think it's Dr. No. Anyway, there's one where he's like going around the hotel room, like looking for bugs. And like, they're just like playing like the Bond theme, like full pelt, like the whole time. He's just like casually walking around the room, like looking in the phone and looking under things to find bugs. And it's just down, 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 down.
It's like blaring as
it's just like it's just it doesn't fit at all, but I love it.
I told you. I told you a little bit about that fever dream that I had when I.
Well, you didn't tell me about your. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. You told me a little about. You said like you woke up in the middle of the night, like hallucinating, like your first night with COVID.
Yeah. About existing in multiple realities, but then the next night, like we had like this weird dream that Robert Zemeckis was watching Analog Frontiers. I don't know like where that even comes from.
What, like, did you have any feedback?
No, I mean he just like was watching it, and then I shook his hand. The thing is, like the weird, like the
was he like
part
watching it
about
on a computer?
Yes, and then I went to shake his hand, and he had like, have you seen like any of those examples of like AI generated art? And it's like how it always messes up like the hands.
Oh yeah.
Like hands are like and like more fingers are coming out like the side of his arm and stuff.
Sure.
Like, so it was like that. His hand was like I won't like talk about dreams anymore. Like I like that's just one of those things. I can't stand it when people are like, oh, let me tell you about my crazy dream for like a really long extended period of time.
It's hard to like.
To get that like across.
Yeah, it's hard to like get it across like why it was weird or whatever. Is that? Oh, okay. I think that's my buddy.
But I mean, I just thought like, just thinking about like the weird AI generated hand was like, oh, that's like a vision that like stuck with for whatever.
Father, James.
But you know, like if anybody ever says, like, do you want to hear about my dream? It's like, no, not really. You know,
maybe that can be your next. Here's my question for you. Do you want to hear about my dream?
Yeah, and like nobody's gonna say, like nobody wants to. And you know, like I used to always think that, and I always thought that I was the only one that thought about it. And then I heard Tim Rogers talk about it on Insert Credit podcast one time, and he's like, listen, nobody wants to hear about anybody's dream. Like, don't even waste your time. Like, I don't don't even waste your time asking me. I don't even want like. No.
I mean, you know, my roommate in college, like, he actually liked hearing about my weird dreams, and like he would
He's just being
remember
nice,
them better
I
than
think.
I would,
Yeah.
and
I-
I'd be like, gosh, I barely remember that. He would bring it up like because he's like, oh, that's like that one dream that you told me you had one time. I'm like, is it? I don't remember.
Yeah. That's maybe your friend just had a really good memory.
Yeah.
And like, maybe can like half pay attention.
I mean,
like,
to be
pick up
fair,
any
I
frame of
often have like elaborate dreams that have like weird like plot lines and stuff.
Oh,
Like-
see, I mean,
like
that's,
it-
like that. That's the kind of things that I'm like the least interested in hearing about.
But
like-
I can't remember any off the top of my head because I feel like they fade a lot faster now than they used to. Like I used to be able to
Yeah.
remember my dreams fairly okay.
Oh, Nightfire has a grappling hook in it.
Yes,
Huh?
but you haven't much time.
Jeeves says that Nightfire was great. The grappling hook was a game changer.
Yeah,
Nightfire doing Halo Infinite before Halo Infinite.
I mean, John was telling me he was trying out Nightfire the other day and was having a pretty good time. I mean, I had the GameCube version back in the day, and I think because I considered the GameCube my main console and like bought most multi-platform games on GameCube over PS2, I wonder if that's why
It's like looks so. He's like sneaking up behind her, and he's like in that mask, and he's like, you could put the Pulp Fiction GIMP music behind that, and it would have been like, would have felt appropriate.
Speaking of AI art and Pulp Fiction, I saw this video the other day that was like Jerry Seinfeld AI.
Oh, it's like an infinite.
It's like, well,
episode or
no, like
something.
he was put into Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
Like is the guy who's like behind the door when
yeah. Looks kind of like him.
does he look like him?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, it's the guy. It's the guy. Is it Brett? I forget which one's the guy that's behind the door who's like not in
Oh,
the
yeah,
room.
yeah.
And then he
Yeah.
like bursts through and like bang, 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 and misses every single shot.
Yes.
That it like
No,
has
Brett's
like
the one with the weight of the whatever Royale with cheese was. It says, well, look at the big brain on Brett.
right. But he's the guy that's behind there, and it was like his
And it's
face
Jerry
that had
Seinfeld.
like Seinfeld music and stuff. Like, or it had like, it had
Like after he
like,
got finished and he missed everybody, he goes, brum, bum, bum, bum.
and it's well, no, it does like he gets shot, and they do like an end of episode freeze frame. He's like, and it plays the music,
That's great.
but like he's like listening, and like Sam Jackson's like quoting the Bible verse, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like. He's like reacting like, huh? And then they play like laugh tracks and stuff while you hear him like through the wall.
Oh, there was 1999 from
Whoa.
Scott Reisig.
Thank you.
Thank you. Asking, can you recommend a pre-made or consoleized Mister, or is it better to get the parts in DIY? Do you expect a new FPGA to replace an aging DE10 Nano Altera in the near future? Thanks. I mean, it depends on like what how much interest you have in building.
It was not as difficult to build like the Jamix that I built as I thought, although I definitely had
I don't know how readily available the Jamix
yeah,
are.
I definitely had trouble with the
I know the mystery
USB
add-ons.
hub aspect.
Yeah.
But it's like building can be a little complicated, but don't be afraid of like doing like configuring your micro SD card, because like literally what I did, I watched Corey's section in the video to do it.
Yeah, and
It's-
there's been a
it's
new
that
version
easy
of the
to follow.
installer that is that was pretty recent. I think someone in our Discord did it, and he like did a clean install of his Mister, and then they came out with a new version like the next day, and he was like, "Oh, do I got to do it all again?" But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if Mr. Add-ons has them readily available right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what like the DE10 stock
Man,
situation
he
is
did
in general.
that red case though, that red metal case, and it looks so sweet. I regret like kind of getting the purple one a while back. I kind of want to get a red one. I mean, I could just get. The only one I really want, you know, the if I was gonna buy another one, it would have to have like a forest green. I mean, so when I got my iPhone 11 was it was like the forest green that they had. It's like a kind of a dark green, and that's I like hesitated so long on getting a new phone because I really wanted. I like that green so much. But if there was a Mr. Add-ons metal case that was that color green, I would immediately get it. I wouldn't.
But
Even, I would replace one of the ones that I had with that green.
I kind of don't think we're super likely to see like a replacement for the DE10 Nano anytime soon.
Especially since you know they've gotten so much working on this.
Yes.
And the only reason to have a more powerful one is to do more systems, and that's like so much work that like that's like it needs to be significantly more
Yes.
powerful.
I
Like,
mean,
like
and
not
I-
like cost effectively.
They
powerful.
they wouldn't pick a they wouldn't pick a board though that like whoa I didn't see
They
that.
couldn't like transfer everything.
That
over
they
to-
couldn't just transfer
I mean,
over
just-
with like the least amount of work. Like there's
I mean,
no
just
way.
look at what they're doing with the PS1 on there still. Like, there's still like more stuff being added to the PS1. Like, it can be as accurate as you want it to be, or it can be as accurate and also enhanced as you want it to be.
Yeah.
Like they made like there's a toggle to like make all like the 480i stuff be like be rendered in 480p instead, so you don't have to worry about like interlacing artifacts or anything like that. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy that there's still like new updates, like adding significant features for that. I just think it's gonna be. It's just a long time off.
Yeah, I mean, and
if that's gonna happen.
I think you also have to
gonna be so
understand, like,
expensive.
just like the RetroTink 4K is going to be most likely significantly more expensive than the RetroTink 5X.
Yeah, and it's not meant to replace it at all.
Right, it's not
Yeah.
meant to replace because the cost is going to be so much more that, in a lot of ways, the market is going to be different.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like with a like it's going. I mean, as it is, like the cost of the DE10 keeps going up, right? So, or I guess it has. I mean, it was, but yeah, like it's not like. I don't think there's going to be a board that is affordable enough and accessible enough. Not that I'm an expert on like, I'm absolutely not an expert on what is available. But I don't see it happening anytime soon. And like the existing Mister is still going to be an amazing machine.
Yeah.
Even if another one comes along.
Exactly. And you know what one of the
Like,
coolest
think
things
about how much
the-
enjoyment you could get out of what you can play on it right now instead of waiting, like, I don't know, 6-8 years for another thing.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be losing 6-8 years that you could be enjoying it, you know?
Yep. Yep. There was $10 from Matthew Thornton. Thank you. Saying, hey guys, I don't have much time these days to dedicate to playing games. It's 4 a.m. here in Chester Lee Street in the UK.
Oh.
When I'm tired, all I need is eye candy, and you both duly deliver. Thanks. and keep being awesome. Well, thank you, Matthew. That's such kind words. And you know, sometimes it's just easier just like to watch, you know, like clips of gameplay. You know, than you know, there's definitely a lot of people out there that say, you know, I don't have time to play through a game, but I don't mind watching somebody else play something or just like talk about game. Just like putting it on in the background. You know? Yeah, I don't think they're talking. I don't think that Matthew's talking about us being the eye candy.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Like the amount of like people saying like, look at this guy, you know, in much less kind words. I think it's funny too, like when those show up in the not in comments, but like in the flagged comments. I like to like screenshot them and send them to my wife because I just think it's really funny.
This says what?
Just like saying like horrible things about me.
Oh,
like if there's like comments that are like caught in the filter.
Well, you know what I think is.
So I always screenshot. I'm like, check it out.
You know, it like always annoys me when like someone leaves a comment that's like, you know, like, oh, they don't like how we look, they don't like how we sound, they don't like how we move our heads or whatever. It's always like, it's always like this guy, this guy, this guy, that, and it's like, which one?
Yeah.
It's always like in a video. It's like, you know, well, it's not always, but it's like usually it's a video that we're both in.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, I like it. I think
who
it's
are you
really
talking?
funny.
Like, I love it when they leave a comment like that, and I just like I can't even begin to guess which one they're talking about.
Well, there's times where, you know, like there's been comments that are like really just when certain people feel like such a desire to say that, you know, like something really horrible to somebody, and they just like are furiously typing on multiple videos like in a row. You know, like just like there's one person who like left like 4 comments on like different videos, like all within like an hour. And you know, all of them got flagged and like put in the approval folder or whatever. And I'm just like, man, can you just imagine like being so worked up that I need to say this, and I have to say it 4 different ways on 4 different videos, and not just like single sentences, but like paragraphs.
There was like a cell phone in that drawer, and like I cannot envision like OG Blofeld existing in the age of cell phones. Okay, what am I supposed to be doing?
Oh, he's gassing you.
Yeah, but
oh, better use that cell phone. It's like, I'm gonna use my cell phone, find a hidden thing on the wall.
What am I supposed to do? Do I need to like hack this safe while I'm dying?
I don't know, there's blood coming in your eyesight.
I feel like this is not what I'm supposed to be doing.
Can you shoot out the window? I mean, that makes like the most sense.
I mean, well, it does crack. Oop.
What happens if you throw your controller at the TV? Does it get you out of there? Oh, you died.
Okay, I can.
There just
work the
happens to be
safe-
that machine gun there. I mean, can you get into the desk or do something? Is there? It seems like there'd be a button on the desk.
Oh yeah. There was something there, but I think I already interacted with it, or that might be what triggered the cutscene.
Matthew, you don't need you. Matthew with another $10 says that comment was meant to support you guys. Here's another 10. It's another 10 to fight off the haters. All I ask is that for a call out to my cat Juno and. I've been laughing at the. Sometimes I'll just go down.
I'm uploading
Matthew,
5
thank you,
targets.
thank you
Find
for
these
your
women
support.
and isolate them.
And hi Juno. There, I don't know what it's from, but like sometimes I just get like going down this rabbit hole of like Instagram reels where I just like scroll through, but like the ones that keep on coming up are these videos of animals, and it has it's got to be from like one of the Puss in Boots or something like that movie. It's where it's like this voiceover that says it says not all pee-pee times are poo-poo times, but all poo-poo times. Which I don't know what it is about it that just makes it really, really funny to me. And the videos are like nothing happens that's funny.
Like, all these people are shooting at me. But I can't. Oh wait, I didn't realize.
Oh, there's a whole thing behind you.
Well, I didn't realize they had shattered.
Yeah, because look at your eyesight there. Yeah, I mean, TikTok memes, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, like they're all like the exact same thing.
Is hey, it's that dude, inspired by hey, it's that dog.
I don't know. Another $10 from Matthew Thornton saying thanks, Corey. Heck yeah.
It's good.
That's good.
I'm
You're gonna die again.
gonna die another day, but I got no time to die. But perhaps tomorrow never dies.
Is die like in the most Bond movie titles? You think the word die?
Huh.
It's got to be the most used word.
It definitely
Die.
seems likely. How are these people not dying? I don't think they're wearing like
I don't
gas
know.
masks or anything.
Oh, so the whole place is being gassed.
I think
still
so. Because I've never like
I don't
complete-
remember this part of the movie.
I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen this one. Maybe I should rewatch this one soon.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's how the TikTok memes spread. It's like people make one video and then it's like repost.
I'm sorry, my friend. We cannot wait any longer for you. Good luck.
Like so it's an incredible amount of stolen content. Where it's just like people like downloading and posting other people's entire video.
Oh, that was a weird cut.
Right. Now you're out. Get some of that fresh air. Now your eyesight's coming back.
I don't know how quickly
Bright
Blofeld is
orange
getting away.
vests. How close do you think to the end of this level are you?
I
Hopefully pretty
hope
close.
really. I mean, considering I'm chasing Blofeld, I've got to be close to the end.
I know, but are you gonna? Do you die in this one? Doesn't Blofeld like die at the beginning of a movie? Finally. Like, doesn't he die,
Yeah,
like-
it's.
Like he gets blown up in the helicopter, right? But is it a fake out?
He never appears again until Daniel Craig, which is like, a reboot.
Like they use him
Series,
as like
basically.
a villain that always gets away, and then they kill him in an opening scene.
Yeah, and like it has nothing to do with the rest of the movie. I don't remember which one it is.
And it's like, dude, we just need to get rid of this guy. He's like this.
I think they were trying to say like,
Watching from the
this isn't the old era of Bond anymore. This is something new, you know?
Is that well? What was that? It was like a Roger Moore, was it?
It was a Roger Moore.
Yeah.
Why? Come on. What did that do?
He dies in For Your Eyes Only.
Okay, yeah, he
In the opening
he's
scene,
in a
like in a
wheelchair and he like picks him. He picks
Oh,
him
yeah.
up. He picks up his wheelchair with like the helicopter
mag-
like rails.
Oh, yeah.
And drops
Yes.
him in like a smokestack.
That's
It's
that's
like-
how that
it's
after all
pretty
he's done, like that's
hilarious,
how he goes
actually.
out.
Huh?
Yeah, it's like he's like the longest running villain in all those movies, right? And then they like
I mean,
kill him off in the most slapstick, like demeaning way
in
in the intro.
He's probably either in or is the boss of most of the Sean Connery movies. Like he might be the boss of like the villain, like Dr. No. Like Dr. No is one of his agents, even though Blofeld isn't referenced in that movie.
Damn you, Bond.
Are we going to have fisticuffs with Blofeld? Surely this didn't happen in the movie. I cannot.
No.
Like I say, I barely remember the movie, but I cannot imagine fisticuffs with Blofeld. Come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
Wouldn't it be
I
funny
don't
if every
think,
time you hit him, he was like this?
I feel like was he never in any Roger Moore?
I don't know.
I kind of don't think he was.
Wait, where'd you get the axe from?
Probably like the emergency release thing.
Yeah, this game does love kidney punches. I was thinking about like how it's like, come on.
Oops. Oh man, he's doing bad.
Is the music the best part about this game though?
Probably.
Yeah. By the time For Your Eyes Only, Bond movies had become a parody of themselves. Oh, there he goes. Oh, like this would be a great way to like kill him.
I don't remember anything like this happening in the movie. Oh, that was a pretty good scream he let out there though.
Bond to MI6.
Oh, screams like
Presumed dead.
what's the guy's name in Commando?
No. The letter stands.
He drops off. Can't think of his name. Sully. Is Sully the one that he said he was gonna kill last? And he lied.
Sully, who? What?
In Commando.
Oh,
OHMSS.
so does that officially? I mean, I'm going to stop after that anyway. But I'm just curious if is that. I mean, maybe they're just.
You know who the next game's gonna be?
It's probably.
or the next
I think it's
level,
going
I
to be Moonraker.
Your wedding present yet?
Oh.
I had an idea about that. 3 girls, 3 boys.
Moonraker. There's like no driving at all.
But darling, now we have all the time in the world. Anyway, you have given
Is
me a
Daniel Craig doing the voice
A future.
I think so, but he sounded weird in a few scenes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, is that his wife gonna get it right now? She's getting gunned down.
Yeah, I mean that's
on their wedding day.
the main thing
Is she
to
wearing a
remember
wedding
about
dress?
this movie.
Moonraker.
No, this is the end of On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Oh. Why were they like there, driving up to this military base like on their wedding day?
I mean, it just they, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just what happens at the end.
That's right. Eric Fox is saying, shouldn't the steering wheel be on the right? Like, why is it?
I mean, I don't know what country they were in.
Yeah.
Oh, James, where's Della? I'm sorry, Felix.
So these don't just jump around. Like, I mean, they do jump around. They're
Felix.
going in order,
Felix.
some sort of
Got
order.
to get
I mean, this must be the beginning of Moonraker, I'm assuming, but it's been a long time since I've seen Moonraker.
Yeah.
So I don't really remember.
the Mexican.
Oh, no. This is...
He suspects one of my agents is about to infiltrate his cartel.
No, this is License to Kill because he's talking about the cartel.
Boo the agent
I'm
So
sup-
they are jumped around.
Yeah, I mean, they went. The first two were in order, so
is on a card hidden
I'm
in my lighter.
I'm surprised that we're doing License to Kill now. Huh.
There it is. There's his lighter. Felix Leiter.
Felix Leiter's lighter.
Leiter's lighter. Yeah.
Up ahead. Sanchez's operation is hidden in that heritage center.
Infiltrate
I,
the
I wonder if the bless your heart guy is in this. You remember that?
Just
No.
focus on the mission. Stick to your cover story and you'll be fine.
Well, that's what's next, but we ain't playing it tonight.
You think you're going to continue on and play these?
Confirm.
I feel like
Video
you
and
are.
video.
You know, it would probably be relatively effortless to finish this up, you know.
Yeah.
Honestly, same with Quantum of Solace. But it's not great.
Yeah.
It's not great.
No.
It's not great. But anyway.
Oh, is that Benicio del Toro? He must have been really young.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Oh, the
that's what-
henchman.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot that he was. I mean, I don't remember that at all. That's pretty cool. Like, I had no idea.
I wish they did.
I saw this
Living
movie at the Mill Creek Mall in Erie, Pennsylvania, and I think that when I saw it is like the first time I ever went into a Funko Land.
Oh, this movie?
Yeah. It was either this or The Rocketeer, both Timothy Dalton, mind you.
Oh yeah. I have not seen The Rocketeer since I originally saw it in
Oh,
theater.
you should. You know, I gave you access to my Disney Plus. It's on there, so you can hear Timothy Dalton
yeah,
say,
yeah.
"I
Well-
want that rocket." Want the rocket.
And of course, I know that Timothy Dalton is in it, but I have no memory of him being in it.
Oh, it's a good movie. Great sound.
You know, it's funny because I was
And that's like Jennifer Connelly is gorgeous in that movie.
I was talking to Drum about, you know, like Timothy Dalton, and he's like, he says like I have such a hard time envisioning Timothy Dalton as Bond because I've only ever seen him as a villain. Because he saw him in Rocketeer and Hot Fuzz.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He is incredible in Hot Fuzz.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
he's definitely. I can see that. He looks like a villain.
But, like, he
has
doesn't
he
when
has
he's
pointy
Bond.
features. Right, but he has like pointy villain like features.
sure, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Anyways,
thanks everybody for watching.
yeah, thank you for all the donations and everyone for hanging in there for the entire time of this incredibly mediocre game.
And For those that weren't there when we were talking about earlier in the stream, don't forget you can go to mylifeandgaming.com and buy an M2 Blu-ray. If they sell out fast, we'll buy more. If they don't, we might not.
Yeah.
So
I can look right
get
now
if
and
you
see
want it.
Yes. There is 53 of them left. So they're still
For now.
For now. So
But anyway.
have a good night, everybody.
Good night.